going on, people? Beijing Reds TV here. Rasta Crab, Beijing Barnes. Been on a bit of a hiatus for a little bit. We had to cool down from that atrociousness that we watched called Liverpool against Real Madrid.
Against the last two games.
That's a fact. We got lots to chop up. Lots to chop up. Seen some stuff come out on Twitter today that we can talk about. We can even talk about some other things that happened today, like in that Manchester United game. That was a bit of a madness that I seen. But yeah, we got lots to talk about today. Beijing Potts can be joining us in a bit. We got some people's in the chat already. Sam Match, big up, bud.
Yeah, bless up, Stan.
Thanks for the support. Yeah, smash the like button, people. The support is much needed. Ravi, big up, lads.
Big up, Ravi.
Kia, Beijing, brother, bless up.
Bless up, yard.
EMJP, what up, bro? I know all of our people's up in the UK. Today is Mother's Day.
Yeah, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, man.
All the mothers, bless up from the Beijing Reds crew.
Yeah, man. Don't know.
Big up, Taryn. K Klopp out. Yeah, boy, we gonna have some conversations about that today. So everybody don't know that this is going to be a call-in show. So I will put in the link into the chat, and whoever want come on.
Yeah,
express your feelings, how you want. What you want to say, everything's fair game here on Beijing
That's
Reds
right.
TV.
We Beijing's don't watch the face. Come true.
It's true. Chainsaw, big up, bro.
Big up yourself. Chainsaw.
Yeah, I gotta big up my daughter for doing the vid, man. She did all that there for us, so which is awesome.
100.
Mar A, you know the vibes. Yes, sir. It's all Beijing style.
That's it.
My man EK, come on the chat today, my friend.
Yeah,
come on in, EK.
Big up EK, the Gordy.
Yeah, if you got roast some men. I good with that. Questions, thoughts on Liverpool, says from Ravi. Questions, thoughts on Liverpool. The fans want him out. Please know he's awful. Don't get the hype. Listen to me, Ravi. I'm with you. I am no Mount fan. I do not want him on Liverpool. I am not that guy. Sorry. I am not.
For me, I would take it because right now, he better than what I got right now. And I feel with a better coach, he's young, he got potential. So, you know what I mean? He got potential. And with Klopp coaching you up a little bit, you never know, brother. You never know.
So, in saying that, I just going perfectly into the segue as the title of this for this stream here today. I heard rumors and rumblings on Twitter that Klopp is pushing hard to, what can you say, give James Milner a 1-year extension. Listen to me, man. I love James Milner, the constant and true professional. But what are we doing here, Crab? A 1-year deal for a 37-year-old man? Really?
I thought he's getting 1 year to coach the youngsters, but I know he playing for real.
Whew. Man, I don't understand this nonsense at all. I am like, hold on. You ain't even saying you keep and what I read in the article is Klopp want his presence as his leadership in the dressing room. That's all fine and dandy, but you ain't gonna give you a 1-year contract, give you a coaching role to earn the badges, and then the veteran and the leadership and stuff can still be in the locker room. What are you giving up 30 year, man?
I feel Klopp still got plans for you because, you know, if you were trying to get that 1 year, that means you got plans to either play in the cups or play at right back for Trent or something going on there, bro. I mean,
it don't make no sense to me. You taking up a position on the field to everyday player for a 38-year-old man that can be 38 next season? Come on, man.
As a fit 30-year-old man, though, he fit.
It still don't matter, but he legs in quicksand, my man. Who the hell he's stopping? I can tell you that right now. And this is a show what age you're gonna be. I played at a basketball tournament yesterday. The first time I picked up a ball and played competitive basketball in 4 years. Boss, I can't feel my legs right now. Walking around if I was a old man with a cane, bro. I swear to you, crap.
Bro, I believe you.
My
Trust me,
legs here sore. Like if I can't even tell you. Like
bro. Trust me, man. I'd go for rides, go around. My kids for like about 10, 15 minutes go out, and my hamstrings feel like they're ready to go out.
bro,
No,
it's crazy.
old age, bro. Old
And
age.
I know he is shit, but still.
But listen, no, man. Honestly, with the Miller thing, I understand the presence in the dressing room. I get that. But for me, I mean, yeah, you could keep you on the bench and all that, but I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. The man is fit. I understand he's fitter than a lot of players we have. He hardly gets injured, and he can play a variety of positions. So I don't know. Maybe Klopp think that's, you know what I mean?
I agree.
I don't understand it, but who
I
knows what's
agree
going on
with
in the
you, bro.
background, bro.
I agree with you, but still, I mean, can find somebody better? No, I can tell you something. If and this might be wild to everyone that in the chat and on the stream, and whoever watch it after, and drop a comment on the after the stream if you don't agree with my comment or if you have something to say. I have no problems with that. Everybody who has an opinion, I can have mine.
Oh, for
If
sure.
you plan to resign James Milner for a 1-year deal, then you can't be keeping Jordan Henderson too. Are you sorry?
I was like going to geriatrics in the same team.
You know what I mean? It's one or the other. You agree with me, Crab, or you don't?
100%, 100%. Because I feel that the job Milli is doing in the locker room, I feel Hendo could do that same thing too. You understand? I feel them is like, you know, them is almost the same thing. So yeah, we can't keep two of these men paying these men salaries, and yeah,
it can't be both. You know what I mean? It cannot be both.
Yeah,
crazy.
I get what you're saying, fam. I get what you're saying.
What do people feel in the chat with that comment from me, man? I want to hear what y'all gotta say. Ravi, why are we wanting Jude? Also, he's not the standard we should be going for if we want to win big. Ravi boy, I don't believe in spending 150 million on one player when we know FSG is our owners here. And like it's Man City, and got deep pockets as spend. It's crazy. Crazy. EK, I wouldn't take Mount if he came free in a Jordy bag.
Well, listen, EK, EK ain't got a boy better in midfield other than Gamarish.
Oh, okay. I was no going to tell you.
Gamarish is it.
I think Mount would be a good confidence sign if we get 3 mids, but not if we only get 2.
I agree. 100% agree with that too. I feel he would do good with 2 proper mids and a third. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we can see. We can find out when people come for the chat. We'll get what they gotta say.
Yeah, for sure.
Ravi, the thing is, we can get better. Why do we have to settle for Mount when better is out there? Facts.
Cause Mount is cheaper.
Nah, boy, that's English tax. She's a crazy man.
Nah,
Chelsea gonna want 60 or 70 million.
Doubt that. Isn't this his last year?
He got 1 more year to go.
Yeah, he ain't go for that much, man. No way.
Prem tax here.
I don't know. We'll see.
Trudon, Klopp out. Everybody Klopp out right now, boy.
For real?
He might go to Napoli on loan. EK, boy, you make some money. That Napoli team dangerous. I want them to win Champions League, believe it or not.
Me too.
Nothing works, right?
EK Milner needs to go into coaching role at this point. Fox, he does. Send him over squad plan. It irritates me. Maria, it irritates me as well because when I saw the article, it blew my cool today.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily sentiment though. Cause look, Bobby going, a lot of the men going now, Nabi going, Matip going, all the men going. So the sentiment out the door, I feel. You know what I mean? You hear what Allison said, right?
Yeah, I heard what Allison.
You gotta shake it up, man. We gotta do something. Van Dijk said it too. Van Dijk go all in. He ain't really played that good this season, so he should keep his ass some more shot.
It's true.
For real.
It's true. EK Napoli are balling. No, it's Fox. They are. Everyone, I just posted the link to the stream. So yeah,
jump in, man. You waiting?
we're gonna keep Klopp forever, AD. I hope not.
But the thing is, okay, my thing is, all right, my thing is, we keep FSG and we get rid of Klopp. Who can come in? Who? Because they're going to be the same thing. Klopp, penny pinching, and he's doing a decent job of it.
Yeah.
You think no big man going to come in and coach Liverpool and ain't got no money? No, man, the boy ain't coming for that there.
It's true.
You know what I mean?
Aye, boy. We got somebody jumping already. We can get to Amir from American Cup in the background here to join us. I want to hear his thoughts about this. We got a Ravi here. Ravi, Milli is good, but it's a no for me. Give him a coaching role. I'm fine with it. That if you keep old players, when do we get new players in to build this team squad so we can beat Real and win the big trophies? Facts.
You mean constantly win the big trophies?
Exactly. Instead of sometimes. We would rather bring back Lallana to start his coaching when he retires. All right, that was a show.
Not over Milli. No, I won't take Lallana over Milli.
To coach, yeah, you never know.
Nah, Milli's a good lad, man. Like straight cut. You understand? So
yeah man. Well, let me bring in my boy Amir into the chat. Let me go. Amir, big up to Beijing Red TV. What are you saying?
Big up yourself, Star.
Big up, man. Big up. Honestly, when I read the news about Klopp wants to like keep Milner and stuff like that, I was like, no, bro, what are you doing? You're supposed. You said you're not too loyal. What are you doing, bro? What are you doing? It's not right. It's a no for me because he's 37 years old. He doesn't have the legs to work anymore, and he's in decline. We need overhaul of players. You know what I'm saying? We need to compete with the best. We need to compete with Real Madrid. We need to compete with Manchester City, Man United. We don't want to be average like Tottenham. You don't want that, do we? You don't want that.
I think Tottenham below average, to be honest.
Definitely don't want it.
I want you hearing what their coach saying about their squad. Although he's not wrong on what he's saying, but he shouldn't be the one making those comments because he actually got money from the ownership to do something with that team, and they ain't doing nothing. Pochettino got no backup from the ownership and did way more than what Conte did. So,
yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
Everybody Klopp out though, but who? So Amir, who you bring in if you get rid of Klopp? Who you bring in with FSG owning us?
If I had to get rid of Klopp, I have like a few options to pick from.
I want to hear this.
I would have Luis Enrique. And maybe Julian Nagelsmann from Bayern Munich. Maybe. And then there's this other guy, I forgot his name. Roberto De Zerbi from Brighton. He's a really good coach. Like his possession style and everything is just great. His style of play on the team is really good. So yeah, I wouldn't mind De Zerbi for sure.
Okay.
I agree with two of them maybe, but Enrique, nah, man, he cannot come and coach my squad. Sorry, bro.
I'm not in it. I don't want any.
I'm not a big Enrique fan at all, man.
If I get Spanish coach, bring back Rafa, and that's it.
Bring back Rafa Benitez. You know,
facts.
Yeah.
And if things get real wild right now, FSG decide to fire Klopp before the season done, then bring in Rafa to ride out the rest of the season. I don't want.
They ain't gonna do that though. You know that ain't gonna happen.
I know they ain't gonna do it, but
they love Klopp, bro.
They do.
They love Klopp. You know why? Because he don't tell them like, look, I need the money to do this and that. These whatever he gets. So
he don't throw them under the bus. That's the thing.
Nope.
No, Klopp doesn't call out the owners.
Never.
He doesn't call out the owners, not even once.
Never once. So,
if Rafa Benitez was managing Liverpool, he would definitely call them out.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Facts.
100%. That's what he says all the time too. Facts.
Yeah. Jose Mourinho. There's numerous coaches that have to call out them owners.
For sure.
Our owners do a mad. So I got a question for you, Amir. So the rumor is that we're gonna have about $250 to spend in this summer, right? How are you spending that money? Are you one of these guys that are going all in on Jude at $150 million?
No, I really wouldn't do that, to be honest with you. I would just get in different players than Jude. I would probably give in Ugarte, Kone. Let's see, Ugarte, Kone,
Churam.
Turam. Yeah, Turam would be good, and then Enzo Lafi. He's a good player. And then for center backs, I would pick in like Kim Min Jae from Napoli.
He's
Yeah,
ain't gonna though.
you
Napoli
know what it
balling right
is.
now.
Listen to
Yeah,
me. The one thing about Napoli, I love their players.
Mhm.
Their ownership plays
Don't sell,
so much
boy.
hard ball.
They
They
don't
don't
Oh
sell
yeah, for
players,
sure.
man. So trying to
Yeah.
get their players off of that squad is like
Yeah, they can sell them when they reach 35, like how they
it's
sell
true.
Oh
Koulibaly,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's
You know?
true.
Koulibaly, yeah.
They
Oh
don't
yeah.
sell their young players at all. They
No.
don't matter who come in for them. They'd be like, nope, you're not getting them. And I
Yeah.
rate that for an ownership group. I rate that with them.
Oh yeah.
I'll bring up a name for you. I don't know if I don't know if you've seen him. Have you seen the young German kid at AC Milan, Malik Thiaw?
Oh yes, I've heard of him, but I haven't watched him. I haven't.
We love
Oh
that.
man,
Major Barnes
boy.
love that man, boy. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Crab, if you watch him, he will remind you of a Matip.
Oh
He
my
got
God.
pace. He's ball carrying, very
Mhm.
good defensively. When he played
Yeah.
Spurs, the man put Son and Kane in a straight jacket. Not one of them could have do nothing. Man, lock up both
Yeah,
of them.
yeah.
That was
Exactly.
crazy.
Exactly.
But I
Yeah.
also see the sporting game, that little youngster in the back that came in, a 19-year-old.
Yes, he is good too.
Antonio Silva.
He
Yes.
was calm, bro. He was
Oh yeah, for
calm,
sure.
bro. He was like smooth with it. You know what I mean?
Yep. He is.
So I was like,
He
yo,
is.
there's a lot of options instead of going crazy. I would love to get Garvadol. Don't get me wrong. I feel in this system,
Oh, yeah,
he'd
for
be
sure.
good, right?
Yeah.
But for
Guavadol
100
for sure.
million,
But
100
he can be
million,
expensive. Exactly.
Yeah, he's overpriced. He's overpriced.
that's
Yeah.
half my money there, man. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Everyone in the chat, if you haven't like, comment, and subscribe yet, do that. Plus, also
Yes.
head over to American Cop and join Amir and those guys.
I'll come up there and shout you, man.
Of course,
There you
man. Yeah, we're in hiatus right now because we got school and stuff like that. But we're definitely gonna come back in the summer for
Oh,
sure.
no worries, man. No worries.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Amir, blessed for coming on with the show, man. Let me read out some of these chats here. EK, I want to hear you on this, man. I want you to jump in. My mom is a huge Newcastle fan, and said if Mount came to Newcastle, she'll full John Wick nightclub shootout.
Oh my god.
EK, boy, this man is coming the craziest things here.
Telling me.
You know what's crazy? I actually like Mason Mount. I actually like him.
Do you?
Me too.
The reason why I like him is because every manager says he's a dream to work with. And I think, he's young and proven and that he can do it at the absolute highest level. And he's a Klopp type of player that we need. So
he can play in multiple positions, right?
He can play in multiple positions. He can play right wing, he can play right center midfield. He can play whatever positions and he want. And you got him. And that's going to be great. That's going to be a good sign.
And he's a worker, right? He works. He runs a lot. He works, right? So that's what I said, man. I said, listen, with the right manager, this dude could be something. You never know, right? With the proper manager.
He cooked under Tuchel. This season, though, he's just not doing.
Yeah,
he's just not doing his best.
Potter is a young, we're gonna see, man.
I would like to get Chelsea fan in on this call because I want to hear what they really want to say about Mount. Because the ones that I've heard from, carefree,
they hit Mount, bro. They hit it.
Listen, it seems that they would get rid of Mount for a bag of peanuts. It seems like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy. EMJP, you're right here. If Milner and Hendo is 8 and 9 in the rotation, I wouldn't have a problem either. But still,
are we giving Mount like 170K a week? I think
that's what he asking for. He like 170K a week, bro. I'm not giving him that.
I think that's a little less than Fabinho, but like I don't know.
I would rather say Mount, you're gonna hold 100K a week, and then the rest of it is gonna be incentives.
Yeah. For sure.
You do certain things, you can get up to your 170, even 200, if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now we need a Michael Edwards. We need Klopp to stop doing all this stuff and get somebody to do that kind of thing.
So, we need a sporting director for sure.
Director is the big issue too, man. You know
Listen to me. We do need a sporting director. Seeing Julia Ward just took up the Ajax job, and I secretly hoping on the sidelines that Pep Linders take up the coaching job right behind that, because I want him out my club. I can't stand Pep.
Yeah.
Amir, how you feel about Pep? Because I don't like him.
Uh, he's he's an assistant manager that just gets a lot of interviews that he shouldn't be doing. I think a manager should be doing that, not an assistant manager. You know what I'm saying? Like I think he's just doing a bit too much. He recommends players, that are Dutch and Portuguese and stuff like that, and I think it should be up to the scouting team or the transfer team and stuff like that, not to him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't think Klopp should have any say on who gets signed as the sporting director. That should be
Yeah.
above Klopp's pay grade on who is picked for that position.
No, but no, Klopp has to say though because they're playing for him. He has to have a say.
Bro, because he's sporting director is Klopp's boss, bro.
Yeah, but Klopp has. If Klopp said I don't want to play, you can't force the player the coach to coach that player. The coach has to have a say. He has to have a say. Come on, man. You can't bring players in and the coach say, okay, just bring whatever in.
Hey, that's happened everywhere else, man. Here's who I want. Here's who I want. Because I know Michael Edwards ain't coming back.
Yeah.
Ralph Ragnick is sporting director for Liverpool. I okay with. Because that man got some eye for talent.
He does. He does.
For sure. He really has a great talent ID. He's got some great players that he can find, and yeah, definitely for sure.
And I can see him going into like South America and pick up some of them guys from South America and stuff.
Oh yeah,
on a cheap.
But he tainted, man. He tainted. He went to the manure scum.
Nah, that was only.
I mean,
I don't really count that. They treat him like a dog.
Man, he already got that red scum on him, man. Nah, I don't want him, man. Forget.
As a manager, he kind of flopped, but as a sporting director, he's really good. So I wouldn't mind him for sure.
Agreed.
You know who I else would want? I would also want Christoph Freund from Red Bull System.
Yep.
Red Bull got two decent players too.
Yep.
And then that sporting director from Benfica, I forgot his name, but he's really good.
Yes, he's good too.
South American. So I would definitely take him. And then there's a guy that just left Bayer Leverkusen. I don't know his name, but he got the likes of Kola Muani, Florian Wirtz, all those different type of players. You know what I mean? Kamada and stuff like that. Tim Stuyten, I think. I don't know.
Yes, that's his name. I think that's his name. Yes.
I haven't heard about him, so yeah.
He's good.
You just talking about the Bundesliga. What do you think about these rumblings that we're talking that we could possibly get Gravenberch in the summer?
Gravenberch in the summer
from Bayern?
From Bayern, yeah. He's not playing, huh? He's not getting no play.
Yeah, he's not getting no play. He's good, but I don't know how I feel about signing.
I don't know how I feel about it too. I seen him play. He's okay. He's not bad.
He's not bad.
Yeah,
There's talent. There's talent, but I don't know about the.
They all got talent. Look at Carvalho. He tons of talent, but where he is in the basement, locked up, right?
Yeah, he's in Klopp's basement right now.
Serious, so yeah.
Without the key.
Yeah,
you remember that?
He's
remember that movie? What was the Man in the Iron Mask when the man had the man in the basement with the mask on the face and the key locked up?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that's Carvalho all day long.
But yeah, Gravenberch is okay. Like I said, he's probably got legs and he's young. I think he's like 21, 22.
He's got skills.
He's 20. He's 20 years old.
20. That's even better because we need some young blood in that middle. But I don't know. It depends on the price.
I think I'm hearing 30 or 40 million.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Bayern bought him for like very cheap, like 18.6 million pounds. That's a steal. We should have got him from Ajax.
He's from the Dutch league, right? He was from
he came from Ajax.
He came from Ajax. He
played under Ten Hag.
One of the Ajax academies and under Ten Hag,
Yeah.
Well, we'll listen. All of this, what we hear on the internet now, is all assumptions and rumors. Who knows what's gonna happen?
I'm just tired of like these transfer rumors already. I just want to see who we end up moving in the summer. I
might see them with the shirt and the sign in, and then I can be like, okay.
Exactly. So, I just want. You know what I would want? I would like some underground signings that I've never even heard of, but is really talented. Like Alan Varela. You know Alan Varela from Boca Juniors.
Bro, I don't even watch that kind. No.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
He's far out in South America, bro.
He's freaking very good. I watched a bit of his South American football, and my God, bro, he has the same attributes as Enzo Fernandez. He can pass very well. He can tackle very well. He can slide very well. He could do anything you want and a midfielder. So he's very.
But does he have pace and does he have legs? Because Enzo ain't got.
Yeah, he has legs. Yeah, Enzo. Yeah.
Enzo is dead slow.
South American players they have a lot of flair, but I don't know. A lot of times, a lot of them don't work out when they come to the Premier League right after coming from South America.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Sometimes some of them they have to go to Europe for a little bit, then they come to the English Premier League, right? But from South America to England, man, I don't know. I don't think I remember a player doing really good from like doing that in the Premier. I can't remember anybody coming straight from South America. So you know what I mean?
You would have to say what's his name? No, well, Aguero didn't come directly from
no, he
South
didn't.
America.
No, he didn't come.
He went through Spain.
Yep.
Atletico Madrid, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was Atletico. Yeah.
Yeah, it seems that they always go through Europe in order, and the ones that come through Europe and then come to England always seem to do better than ones that come directly from South America. Is true.
We could always go and get Emre Can.
Listen, as a CDM, I don't know. He got a
little bit of legs. He's all right.
He'll still do a job. Don't mind you. He's
better than Milli.
He is better than Milli. I agree.
Better than Hendo.
Hendo, Milner, Keita, Ox, Thiago, Fab, Jones, all out. Rip it up and start again. Oh my gosh.
Boy, that's a lot of ripping up there.
That's
a lot of ripping up, man.
The only one that I honestly keep in out of there, but he's only going to be used like sparingly, would be Thiago. But I agree, all the rest of them could be gone.
That's the fantasy. That's the fantasy thing there. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen. Hendo's going to stay. Milner's going to stay. Thiago's going to stay. Fabinho's going to stay. And Jones is going to stay.
And Gomez. Yeah.
So I'm telling you, at best, y'all think I'm joking? At best, we're gonna sign 2 midfielders this summer, 2, and it's gonna be 2, and then we're gonna add it on to the rest that we have. That's it.
Big up to Bajan Pops.
I think we're gonna have like 3 midfields and 1 center back, so it'll be like 4 players.
And we need a right winger to stop playing Mo Salah every damn game 90 minutes, man.
Yeah, that's true. We need to get Moussa Diaby. Moussa
Diaby's in coverage. Yes.
How much he got an injury, didn't he?
No, not anymore. He good.
No, not anymore. No.
Yeah, how much he's gonna cost? Like 80 million?
Like
50 to 60 apparently.
60 million. Yeah, that's a good deal.
That's 50, 60 euro though. That's not even pound. So that's
yeah. That's good. Yeah.
That's
we also need like a right back. We need like a right back because Trent.
We got a hologram.
He's not it.
Listen, honestly, man, Ramsey's a good player. I've seen him.
He is a good player.
Skill.
Yeah.
But I came with an injury and it got worse. And he's only 19, 20? So
he's like 20,
yeah.
Plus he's got the same issue that Gerard had, that groin.
Yeah, that's not what I want. I don't want that. I don't want that.
Gerard had it and then he overcovered it, so it should be all right.
Yeah. I would take Tariq Lamptey. Give me he.
Lamptey?
Ooh, Lamptey from Brighton. That's a good shot.
I like him. He's pacey. He's small, fast, but he's fast.
But he's fast. Yeah.
He's tenacious too.
When we got quick players like Vinicius and Edmund to mark, you bring him on to play. Understand what I'm saying?
That's a show.
I would bring in Jeremy Frimpong as a right back from.
Where is he playing for now?
Where is he playing from now?
Yeah, where is he at?
Where is he?
He's at Bayer Leverkusen.
Leverkusen, that's right.
Yeah, I know he came from Arsenal. He played at Arsenal, right? Yes, he was a CDM at Arsenal.
I'm not sure. Yeah.
He was a CDM at Arsenal. Remember?
Yeah.
Big up to Armizzi. Morning, lads. I know it's morning over there. Man, all these recent news are so depressing. We throw out suggestions like Ugarte and Kone and get Milli extension instead. Facts to Armizzi is crazy.
Listen, y'all hanging on to this Milli thing yet. Well, nobody know what happening yet. So let's just wait and see, man.
Listen to me, man. Klopp love Milli. I'm not going to surprise me that he don't sign him back. It's going to be, listen.
He wanted to keep Firmino. He's got to go. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
has to go.
I would take Firmino over Milli, to be honest.
Yeah.
I feel Firmino would offer a little bit more in terms of skill wise. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He can still be that glue if we play a different system as a 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we ain't gonna play that system. It's gonna be 4-3-3 all day, every day, including Sunday.
It's true. We don't change it up, man.
We don't know.
Sometimes.
This is a shout from Ravi, Sporting's manager. He's good.
Oh, Ruben Amorim? Yeah, he's a good.
Yeah, but Sporting ain't gonna let him go, bro. Come on, man. You have to come with some large package.
Money talks, bro. Money talks.
That's what I'm saying. A big package to get him out, bro.
Kids, Xabi Alonso or De Zerbi. Listen, Xabi Alonso,
he just started, but he's doing very good at
Leverkusen. Leverkusen just beat Bayern.
He just beat Bayern Munich. Yeah, exactly. 2-1. It was 2-1. And I was
Xabi's coaching Leverkusen. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
bro.
And he also coached the Real Sociedad Team
That's
B or
right.
something like that.
That's
Yeah,
right.
He was really good.
Xabi Alonso is doing well as a coach.
And I hope
He need a little bit more
I
experience.
hope he keeps doing well for sure. I really hope so.
I'd take him over Gerrard as his next coach of Liverpool.
Whatever,
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Leave my boy Gerrard.
Listen, I love Gerrard too, but he's just not ready for being a coach.
Yeah, he's not ready yet.
Roger Smith from Benfica, I rate him. Yeah, he's good too.
Yeah, he's good.
And them Portuguese boys are all good. That coach in Portugal, they're all good. But when they come to the Premier League, it's a different thing, you know. You know what I'm saying? It's a different situation, man.
He can't know what they're talking about. Big up Conte, the man open up a can of truth from Spurs.
Yeah, Conte was right though. He was spinning big facts. He was spinning some big facts about these players just not fighting for their badge, just not fighting for their club. You know, not having their heart.
Man.
It's
Spurs
just
in trouble here. Harry Kane gonna be gone, bro. Harry Kane gone this summer.
Harry Kane and son needs to leave.
Listen to me.
He's going to Man United. Watch what I tell you.
If Harry Kane decides to stay with Spurs, we clearly know where his mentality is.
Yeah,
he's going. Listen, I was vexed that he didn't go to City, because at least we would have had a chance to get the machine, the RoboCop.
Look at EK.
If Kane went to City, Haaland would have been ours, guaranteed.
Agreed.
You know what I mean?
Malik Theo, that's me and Bearden's boy. He's a machine. Like, listen, guys, don't sleep on him. I was talking to Callum like a couple of weeks ago, and Callum was telling me that apparently before he went to Milan, Liverpool was in on him, and then they let him go to AC Milan. So that may be somebody that they even bring back for a center back, because apparently I hear Matip's on the
Matip got to go too.
Sold this summer
I love
too.
him.
Yeah, I heard Matip's leaving. Yeah,
Matip and Nat Phillips for sure.
And Kelleher. Yeah.
I feel bad for Nat, man. I actually would have played Nat a few times this season.
Me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, me too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ravi, when Liverpool get Jude, Mount, and give Milli a new deal and they do nothing for us, then the same fans that wanted them will be crying, saying, why did we waste money on them? Yep. And then I get tell them, you know what? That serves one right, because you should have get these men out ever since.
But that's with every player, though. That's with every player. Everybody was happy when Naby came. I was excited when Naby came, because
I was excited too.
Yeah, I watched him in Germany, bro, and he was
Leipzig. He was scary. Leipzig was scary.
He was.
Look what happened now.
And the injuries came in and just it killed him. It just killed
bro.
him.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's just the same thing with Sturridge. I used to love Sturridge. For me, he's one of the best finishers I've seen at the club.
Oh yeah, Sturridge. He would have been one of the best players. He would have been one of the best players for Liverpool.
Yeah, and he was always injured. He was
always injured, and I feel so sorry for him. But he's a pundit now, and that's
I love him, man. I love
him as a pundit. I really do, man. I hope he keeps doing well as a pundit for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, he was brilliant his first time around. That was wicked. It was so entertaining to watch with Daniel Sturridge. Marquette Levi Colwell, I don't know who he is. Is your center back choice? I gotta check him out. I'm gonna see who he is. Which team does he play for?
I think he's on loan with Brighton, but he's from Chelsea. You know, I think he's on loan with Brighton. And
Barca scored. They up 2-1.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Barca beat Real, and we can't even do that.
We can't even score goals. Jesus. That just show how far we have fallen.
Right. If we had better midfield and better defense, we could have beaten Madrid. But they keep messing us. They keep destroying us like so many times.
For me, Van Dijk is still a starter for next season, but barely.
Yeah, he is not. He's not a shoe-in for me either. He got proved to me that he's ready to get back.
Barely.
He's not the same. He's not the
same.
Yeah. He's not the same since his ACL injury, and I blame Pickford for that, because that was the start of his downfall.
Yeah, Pickford is a nasty bastard. I hate that guy.
Yeah, I hate that guy. I don't know why he's still England's number one choice keeper. It makes no sense.
You got the
Ramsdale. Yeah, it should be Ramsdale.
Ramsdale or Pope should be number one for England. Not that.
Yeah,
not that T-Rex arm man.
T-Rex arm.
Yeah,
he can't catch nothing, bro.
Yeah.
I would even play Pope above him.
Oh, facts.
Pope above him, like seriously. But you know who we coach in England? Guess who's coaching England?
Well, Southgate. We don't know who it is. We know who it is.
It's over for England. I'm sorry.
England can never win nothing with Southgate. Trust me, 100,000,000%. I will bet never.
That's facts.
The man doesn't know how to play attacking football at all.
It's true. Let me read out a couple of these here, and then we got two new guys in the background.
He just plays boring football for sure.
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
Philip, is it true what it says in my thumbnail? We don't know if it's true, but it's something I saw on Twitter today that Millie could be getting
Yeah,
a
we don't know.
contract
We don't
extension,
know.
but we have no clue.
Please, God.
Hoping it's not.
Mount is a squad player for Forest, Leicester, Bournemouth. Yeah.
But guess what? 2 out of the 3 of them beat
Big
us
up,
this
guys.
season. So yeah.
Is facts.
Big up, John.
Big up, John.
Big up, John.
Let me bring in our third member of Beijing Reds crew, Mr. Pop.
Yeah.
How you doing, bro?
Welcome, Beijing Pops.
Oh, man.
This is Amir from American Cop, another one of the
Yeah.
Wicked Channels content creators. Him and his partner. Where your partner in crime today? Where he is? What he doing?
Emmanuel,
Yeah.
he's just busy. He's just busy with school and everything, and yeah, he's just going places. But he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back for sure. Right now we're just in hiatus, and we're thinking of plans to make this channel grow big. You know what I mean? We're trying to like recruit people to sub American Cop, and hopefully we can get there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We all got that dream, brother. We all got that dream.
Yeah.
We got to add another one of our regulars onto the stream now. Our brother from down in LA, Chris Angel, my brother.
My brother, big up Chris Angel.
How you doing, bro?
Hey, I'm good, man. I'm good.
This guy should be our doctor for Liverpool. This guy should be our medical
facts.
doctor, bro.
It's
It's
facts.
It is facts.
Liverpool can't afford me, man.
We can pay you in rum. We can pay you in rum. What you thinking?
What happened?
We can pay you in
Pay you in
rum.
rum.
Pay you around, man.
Plantation rum?
Nah, we can
Whatever
get you
you want.
some
Whatever you want.
some Mount Gear or some El Dorado or
Old Brigand.
Old Brigand.
I
You
don't know. That
call
might
it
be
bringing
that might be an intriguing offer. Is it?
There we
Here's
go. There we
Angel.
go.
Or some Ron Zacapa from Guatemala, 23-year-old.
Oh man.
You know he's an alcoholic when he calling off all them names, bro.
Sounds like we got a contract. We got a contract ready to sign.
You need an intervention, Lee. Seriously, bro. Come on, man.
Listen, I just a rum connoisseur, man. I like my rum. What do you want me to do, huh?
Wait, Chris Angel, a question. Isn't there a magician with the same name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure.
I used to get as a kid. I used to get bullied and stuff
For that?
stuff. Yeah.
Wow.
America's different, man. You know, they
Yeah,
pick
it
on
really
you,
is.
but yeah, man. Yeah, he was a magician. He was a famous magician, Chris Angel.
Yeah, he was big in Vegas, I think.
Yeah, he was big.
Hmm.
But that's actually my actual name. Chris Angel's not really his name; it's his stage name.
Yeah. You got the original name.
Exactly. Nobody can't take that away.
Yeah.
And
So
Mark.
Beijing Pop, sorry. Beijing Pop, you hear what we was talking about, right? With the Milli thing?
Yeah.
No, I haven't.
Come on.
I just got on. What are you guys talking about, Millie?
So I read today on Twitter that Klopp pushing hard for the board to extend Milli's contract for one more year.
Is it true?
Don't know, but that's what we chopping up because it's pretty wild for me that you gonna want offer a man and what the article said is that Klopp wants his leadership and presence in the dressing room. My argument is that if that's the case, then why not just give him a coaching role? Why he needs to be a player?
Yeah, just join the coaching role or backroom staff by all means.
Okay, so this is gonna be okay. If they want to keep him for his leadership role, right? Where is that being shown this season?
Good question.
And I don't want to be rude and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I just see things differently. So if that's the reason that we're going to extend the leadership role and environment and good environment, because we can all see with our eyes, right? That the vibe in the club isn't well. The players' mannerisms are not right.
Yeah.
So it seems backwards to me in regards to like what's being put out and then what's actually happening.
Yeah.
Actually happening. So yeah, it's just weird to me. I don't know.
And we also got Hendo already. For that role, I feel Hendo is just basically the same thing.
But here's
So
another thing,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Hendo's a leader. You know what I mean? He can talk up the guys in the dressing room.
Suppose that's a sign that we're not going to sign as many players as we thought. Because
Unless
let's be honest. When we were talking about what was coming in, we were looking at what was going out. And Milli was one of those going out. So if he's now not necessarily going out, that means there's one less coming in.
And then you also got to think about it too. Millie is homegrown.
Yeah.
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 Again, that
No.
HG
Now here's a golden question. If you want Milli to stay in your dressing room for leadership and his presence, do you actually need to have James Milner and Jordan Henderson in your dressing room at that point in time then?
That's what I said, man.
That's an uncomfortable conversation for a lot of people.
But no, we have to have that
No, of
conversation
course,
though.
I completely agree.
Right?
If
Do you
they're
need
9
both?
and 10, if they're 9 and 10, maybe.
Someone made a comment about that. If they're
No,
9 or 10,
seriously,
then fine.
if they're
8 or
9 and
9.
10,
8 or 9.
so if remember Klopp said we got 10 midfielders. So if he's
Yeah.
going to name 8 midfielders ahead of the two of them,
Yep.
maybe.
I agree.
Maybe.
I agree.
Yeah.
We had Adrian for the vibes, and it wasn't an issue. So
Yeah, but we
But I'm
selling a lot
scared-
too.
I'm scared of
selling a
what it
lot.
means in terms of what's coming in. That's because probably heard you just now saying who was going to stay. You said Milli, Hendo. You added Carvalho to the midfield.
Thiago.
You had Thiago still and Fabinho.
Fabinho.
And Curtis Jones, obviously.
They're
Yeah.
all gonna stay. That's what I'm saying. I know Klopp. They gonna all stay.
So you adding 2.
That's
That's
all
very
he's
nice.
saying. He's saying 2.
And we were saying that we're not putting out $100 million for Jude. I don't see it. What's the point of that when you could get 3 good players for that kind of money, right? So
Yeah.
that's what we were discussing. We were chopping that up as well.
Yeah, I heard.
Because
Yeah, I heard that part as well.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I ideally don't want to spend 150 million. If we only gain 200 to 250, I am not one that wants to spend 150 million on one
of
player.
course
I'm
not.
sorry. I
That
don't
doesn't
want
make
to do
no
it.
sense at all. No sense at all.
All
As
right,
much
so
as Jules is.
It depends. It depends on the length of the contract, and then it also depends on what else you can get. To be honest, because arguably you could get Jude for 150 or 120 or whatever the number is. I don't know.
I think the quoted what is being quoted right now is 124.
All right, let's say 125, and you still have another 125 left. You could still get 3 or 4 good players for that.
But then, pops, you're not really
120.
gonna put you're not really gonna put 120 up front. It's gonna be 60 probably, and then you break it down.
Yeah,
off the length
that's
of
the other
contract.
thing.
Yeah, it's
How
gonna
much?
be-
How much money do you have to actually shell out up front? Because we got Gakpo because of how little we had to put up front. And everybody was saying how big the deal was. It was, well, they only wanted a rumored amount anyhow, because I don't know these things. Obviously, I'm not inside, but that was a rumor that the money was small. The initial down payment was small. So but Dortmund isn't going to let Jude go on we'll give you 50 million and then you pay it over time. Dortmund is going to want a lot more than that. So I
You're
figure
gonna
we're
want
going
at
to
least
be
80.
looking at.
At least 80.
I figure
But
so.
this is where I have an issue with Klopp is revealed in Germany. Like people love him in Germany.
Yep.
Like,
Yep.
and it's like use your connections, use your
Yep.
Your power.
relationships that you developed over the years. Like what he's done for Dortmund.
Yeah.
It's massive.
Yeah.
So pull out.
He should have a good good relationship with them already.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
So I'm saying use that to your advantage in a way. So let's say, for
I
example,
agree.
if Dortmund's off is asking everyone else for 80 million up front, you have a relationship with them. Ask them if you can do 60 for the good old times type thing. You know what I mean? Like
And Nabi, 60 and Nabi.
there's no point of like having all these relationships if you're not going to use them. In my opinion,
That's true, brother. That's true.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and I do have a question for you guys.
Yep.
If we were to get Bellingham, one, the amount of pressure that kid's gonna have coming here, because he's gonna be looked at as the savior, midfield wise, right? He is technically right now England's biggest talent.
Yep.
Yeah.
That amount of pressure on a kid, because at the end of the day, we can sit here and say he's mature, but he is a kid.
Yeah.
That price tag is gonna be ridiculous. And do you fear, because with that price tag, what happens if Jude turns out to be, because of the training regime, because of how we train, etc., or playing style, he turned out to be a Naby Keita?
Well,
There are no guarantees. There are no
That's
guarantees.
it.
Yeah,
Any
there's no
player
That
guarantee.
can happen
So,
to anybody. That can happen to
yeah,
anybody.
exactly.
It's gonna be a sad thing.
Now we all agree, right? I think I don't know if everyone's opinion, but we all agree we need new owners, right? We need more investments, etc. Blah blah blah. We can go on that for hours, but as an owner or as a businessman, if any of you are businessmen, if I gave you 60 million for Naby Keita and it failed, it flopped, the Naby Keita experiment failed.
Yeah.
Not because of ability, obviously injuries, and etc. So he's been here for 5 years, I believe, Naby Keita. So in total, we've wasted with him wages close to
Lots.
100 million. Close to
Lots.
100 million. So as an owner, as a business person, you look at it as, well, uh, okay, let me give you this other 125 million for this one midfielder that you deem as the golden child or whatever, and he fails. Would you, as the owner, give him that type of money again? Because we, as fans, we like to, what I mean, as fans, I think, yes, FSG has a lot to blame for a lot of things, but we only see one side of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to, I think, let's be subjective and look at the other side.
But can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
go ahead, bro.
When we bought Naby, like I was telling Amir, like Naby was exciting. I was excited to see Naby. And something went wrong with Naby and he got an injury. I think it was at it, but he was playing for his country or something. And since then, he's never really fully recovered.
Mhm.
Understand? So I don't think Naby he was a filler, yes, but Naby had massive potential, just like Jude. Understand? And yes, things could happen. They could get an injury. Who knows? Understand? And it's gonna be a lot of pressure on him. Just like Jadon Sancho. Everybody said he was the next winger that's gonna take it to the next level, right? But look what happened, right? So I listen, football's a risk, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a big, big risk. And a lot of things gotta change at Liverpool, including this assistant coach. He needs to go. And these training regimens, they need to, I don't know, sort it out or something because we can't be having players and they're getting injured like this.
Rasta, you don't like Pep Lindis?
No, man. I
Why
would
not?
personally go over there and ship him to Ajax if I could.
Well, why not? Can you
I would
explain to me why?
drive him.
Can
I would
you
drive
explain
him
to
to
me why?
Ajax.
Sorry?
Can you explain to me why you don't like Pep Lindis?
Because I feel like he's my head coach more than Jurgen Klopp because I feel like he is out there more, saying a lot more things that he shouldn't be saying than the actual coach. And that's driving me crazy because you're the second in charge. You don't see the vice president talking that much instead of the president when certain things are happening. No, man. You don't want to see. I don't want to see this guy, man.
Did you have issues with him last year or the year before that?
No, because he wasn't as prevalent since he wrote the book. He wasn't talking as much. I didn't even know Pep Lindis was around the last 2 years ago.
Okay.
Understand?
So this is where I agree, right? I completely agree, but I like to look things differently, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my issue this season too is that Klopp can't be blamed, or players can't be blamed, and it's all on FSG and Pep Lindis, right? That's how our fan base is at the current moment. We want someone to blame, and we can't blame these certain people because they're godly or people see them as godly and heavenly, right? And that's my issue. So, as we all can, I guess, decipher is that Klopp is not really a tacticianist. He's a man manager. He's great at it. That's his gift.
Yeah.
I value that. You know what I mean? We have to value certain things. And I think he's a great man manager. He's an tacticianist.
100% agree.
So people deem Pep Lindis as the one that makes those choices tactically. That's what people say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we win games, everyone raves Klopp. But when we lose, everyone blames Pep Lindis.
I get where you're going with that.
And that to me, that's backwards to me. Because everyone, like, we were all happy when we won 7-0 against Man United. I was. I never thought it was going to happen.
Fluke.
I thought we were going to lose. I thought we were going to lose to United.
Yeah, me too. I was the same. But it's like, where was the love for Pep Lindis? Because if we're sitting here saying that Pep Lindis is in charge of training, in charge of the tactics, then we have to give the man some credit as well. When we won the cup, when we won the league in 30 years, he was part of that staff. When we won you know what I mean? So, yeah, I think some of the tactics he's applying hasn't worked. It's the same tactics he used when he was in the Netherlands and he got fired for it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So in saying that, Chris, and I'm gonna tie it into this comment that Ravi and Marque asked a question earlier. And I think Klopp has a ton of respect for Ralph Ragnick, which is why I brought him up as being a sporting director. Do you think that us bringing in a sporting director to really steady this ship is really what's needed right now to at least put some reins on Klopp and Pep Linders?
Okay, so I was in, whose channel was it? Uncle Rod's channel. and they had someone on, and I never saw someone break it down like he did. I think part of Klopp's success, a lot has to do with Edwards.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I think people don't see it that way in regards to talent ID, in regards to, and I think Albert's in the background, but he'll come on and tell you a lot of the stuff Edwards were doing. Now that he's not there, we see how imbalanced the structure of the club is.
Yeah.
It's getting so bad to the point that they had to bring back this guy. I don't know if
Mike
that he
Gordon.
left and he what's his name?
He's Gordon, right? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gordon. Yeah,
Like
but
Gordon.
Yeah.
that's so
Okay.
bad.
Gordon?
He was
Yeah.
apparently retired. Apparently, they brought him back. So what I blame FSG is because at the end of the day, they're not footballing people. They're not. But what do I blame them for is not putting the right people in place.
Yeah.
That's you know what I mean?
That's
'Cause
their
at the
that's
end of the
their
day, they're
job.
not footballing. Yeah, that's their job. You have to put
Yeah.
the right people in place to
Yep.
make the club succeed. They failed at that.
Yep.
Yes.
That's 100% because they're not footballing people. I, and yesterday's Uncle Rasho, with me hearing that, it made me realize that shit. I never thought of it that way. At the end of the day, they're they don't know about football. They don't, you know what I mean? So I think now they're realizing they're fucking up
Mm.
because if you let someone go, you let someone retire and bring them back to sort shit out, then
Yeah.
obviously you're seeing something.
Doesn't look good, man. Doesn't
Yeah,
look
it
good.
doesn't look good. So
Doesn't look good.
so in regards to the sporting director question, I've said this multiple times. I don't believe Klopp should be the one picking the sporting director, which is all reports are saying that he is supposed to. He's apparently looking.
Agreed.
That's
All
all.
That should be
it
FSG. That should be FSG.
It
Yeah,
should
of
be
course.
FSG.
Yeah,
Should be
it
FSG.
should be, right? But I think Uncle Abba will tell you that like he spoke yesterday about it, pretty much saying that FSG likes like if you do good to them, they're loyal to you and they'll give you power type thing. And
Mhm.
Uncle Albert would explain how he broke it down yesterday. But I think Klopp has gotten so much power at this point that football is not how it used to be 20, 30 years ago when it's just one man controlling everything. Football has evolved. So that's the worrying thing, and all these reports talking about we've got this deal done, we're looking at these players and this and that is like, how is that all happening when we don't technically have a sporting director? Yes, we have Julian Ward, but he has one foot out the door.
That's right.
So
He
how
already
motivated-
accepted his next job at
yeah,
Ajax.
in Ajax, which is actually a pretty good job, to be honest, in regards to talent and selling. Like, okay, so I don't know what was going to happen next. Ralph Ragnick, to me, I think, is gifted in that field.
He is.
Like, I don't know in regards
100%.
to, I don't know in regards to coaching, but I think he is gifted in regards to, because when you look at the success of the RB group, a lot has to do with Ralph Ragnick.
Yep.
And it's a massive sporting giant, the RB group.
Yep.
There is someone else that he recently resigned from his job. And he's from Bayer Leverkusen.
Yeah, Tim Snyden.
Yeah. So if you look at the talent that squad has, and he's into the whole Moneyball type scenario, whatever. Yeah, I think it'll be a good option to bring in. Someone else that I will look into is Monchi. He's been quiet. He's been quiet for a couple of years, but I think Monchi has the quality in regards to like finding talent as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think someone has to be put in place that I don't think, because I think the sporting director role is someone that is there for the club, not for the manager. I think, in my opinion, yes, you have to work in cohesiveness.
Yeah.
Because I think if I'm correct, the sporting director can fire the manager, right?
Yes, they can.
So, yeah, I don't want that buddy shit. You know what I mean? Excuse my
Agreed.
language.
Agreed.
So, and then Uncle Albert would explain it to you. Like a lot of the signings that we said that Klopp made, it wasn't really Klopp. It was Michael Edwards.
It was Edwards.
It
Exactly.
was Edwards. A lot of people that we sit here and say, well, Klopp's talent ID is amazing. it's not really true. You know what I
It's
mean?
true because
There's a
who,
lot of
who did,
reports coming out now that has opened my eyes to a lot of things and stuff. So
yeah, there
yeah,
was some players that Klopp wanted, but Edwards turned around and was like, "No, we're not getting this guy. We're going to take Salah, or we
this is
want this other person."
yeah.
You
So
know,
this
we
is what
want
worries me too, is the fact of like this Milner contract is like it's like we're taking a step backwards.
yes,
But I do understand like the homegrown quota, I guess the leadership skills. But like I said, like where's that leadership, that vibe this season where we need you? And I think when the tough gets going, man, this is where you need the people that are supposedly leaders to step up.
yep,
We need
You
a
know?
purge, man. That's what we need. A whole
Yeah,
purge,
I completely
top to
agree.
bottom.
So
You understand?
I completely agree, but it is worrying to see Milner get extended, man. It
Yeah, but
really
he
is.
doesn't get yet. They're talking. That's the
Yeah.
rumor. It's a
That's just a
rumor.
rumor. That's a
Everybody
rumor.
on
No,
this thing. Everybody on this.
But Ross, if I'm correct, apparently the rumors as well is that he offered Firmino a contract, Naby
Yep.
Keita a contract.
Yeah.
yep.
He's offering everyone that's about to leave a contract. So at some point you have to sit there and realize, well, what the fuck? Is
Yeah,
it
but
really?
that ain't right, man. That ain't right.
Is
Listen,
it
I blame
really?
FSG for
Is it really FSG? Because when you really sit there and
Klopp
think,
could be the problem. I was Klopp out how long ago? Remember Beijing Pops how long? I was saying we gotta get rid of Klopp. Understand? But
and I
for
think-
me personally, now I'm looking at it. Who the hell we gonna bring in with these owners? Who gonna want to come with penny pinching owners? Who? You understand what I'm saying?
this is like one thing I want to say before I let someone else talk is the fact of like a lot of us fans look at it as we're a sell to buy, right? That's one way to look at it, which is fine, right? But you have to let go of players to bring players in.
It's true.
Yeah.
We have a 25-man squad. You have to let go of players to bring players in.
You have to
Yes.
sell the
And it's
boy,
like
man.
we're
You have
so-
to literally sell.
Yeah, so we have to like we're so like against FSG, right? We're so like blinded by the hate we have that we just see it one way. We only see red.
Yeah,
We're always like it's just negative thoughts, and it's like you have to let go of these players. And if Klopp is tying these players down and he's extending these players, how the hell are we gonna like if we were to extend Milner, but if Bobby would have took that contract and then we would have extended Naby, that's 3 players that won't be coming in.
yep.
You know what I mean? So
agree.
that's all I have to say until
But-
someone else asks
Yep.
a question.
Was the
Sentiment,
Naby
but-
extension? Was the Naby extension a play on trying to salvage value on the player?
Value.
So it was
Yeah,
let me
that's
sign
what I
you
heard.
up so that
That's what I
then
heard.
when they go to sell you, you actually still have value as opposed to just being another one who's walking through the door on a free. Because we've done well up to a point, and now we've just not been able to translate proper sales into good money coming back through the door. The last set of players have left pretty much on a free. So we were laughing at selling Dom Solanke and my guy Brewster and Brad Smith and a whole host of other players that we were laughing
But
at
there's
20 million
there's one
plus.
thing. Actually, before I stop talking, but there is one thing that does concern me is the fact that like there are 5 players leaving on free.
Yeah.
Last season as well, how many players
That's
left on free?
crazy. That's
And the
crazy.
season before that, how many people left on free? It's like
Yeah,
Crazy.
we haven't been able to convert.
It's bad business,
No.
man.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah,
bad
so-
business.
so instead, like last season, we could have easily sold, and I think, I guess Edwards or I don't know who overvalued these players and not letting them go for a certain price. Because I remember, I think 2 years ago, Divock was going for 30 million, and they
Yeah.
turned that down.
Yeah.
You know, what I mean and that's where my issue as well with FSG is they're known for this good business, man. That's not good business.
Yeah, but yet
to me.
still, but in the other way you could look at it is as we're one of the best clubs run financially, so
Yeah, that's
we
true.
have to be doing something right.
Yeah,
so
that's
you know
true.
what I mean.
That's
Yeah.
true.
It's just I don't know, man.
Big up
I'm
Indian
so
soldier.
I'm so torn, man. You know what I mean? Klopp and for me, I think everybody has a expiry date, and I feel like it's coming up close to Klopp's, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
Okay,
Klopp
Albert.
is- Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, Albert, what are you saying, my man?
You're a mute.
You know,
You're on mute,
I've
you're on mute.
been listening to what you guys are saying, and you know, by and large, Chris is just saying what is going on. The only thing I want to add is, you know, my position on Klopp has been public for a long time, and for me, my premise is very simple. The same guy who went to mess up the barn cannot be the person to sweep it out. You know, he's messed up a whole lot of things by grabbing power where he didn't need to, by meddling in things he really didn't understand. Um, so let me just let you guys understand. Klopp is not the coach of Liverpool. Pep Linders is the coach. Some of the teams are run differently. Some of the managers actually are the coaches, but Klopp is not the coach. Pep Linders is the coach. So Klopp is a manager. He manages the team. He's pretty good at it. But where he runs short is trying to basically identify his own talent, simply stuff that he's not very good at in either direction. He wanted to bring Julian Brandt and Mario Götze to Liverpool, and Michael Edwards told him no, get Salah and Mane. The rest is history. So imagine if we didn't have Salah and Mane, and we had Julian Brandt and Mario Götze. Where will we be? They are still playing. They are not exactly pulling up any trees where they are playing. In fact, Götze is not even being fielded by Eintracht Frankfurt. That's how bad it is. So he should allow those who actually know how to identify and draft the talent into the team to do that. And he gets to manage them, set whatever policy he wants, however he wants his training to be done, and let the coaches take care of the training. Because in modern day football, we even have set piece trainers. We even have players and trainers who train the team when it comes to set pieces. So they have the coaches all over the place. His problems begin where he thinks he's a jack of all trades and really a master of none. So how do you try to get a contract renewal for a 37-year-old guy going on 38? Because you want leadership in the dressing room. Liverpool is blessed with 4 captains of their national team. 4. So if you can't get leadership from any of those guys, then you can't get leadership. Virgil van Dijk is the captain of the Netherlands. He's leaving. Okay. Naby Keita is the captain of Guinea. He's leaving, but he's there. Robbo is the captain of Scotland, and so on. So if you're telling me that you can't get leadership from the likes of Alisson, who clearly shows that he is the leader on the pitch, why do you need Milner to come in, play cameo roles, and pay him £60,000 a week when you could free that space and bring in players from South America, from Central America, who will conduct half that amount of money and still play better?
Agree.
I mean, as an illustration, I'm sure you all know that until he renewed his contract like a month ago, Caicedo was on like £7,500 a week. Brighton just renewed his contract, and I think they bumped it up to like 35. But that's an example. You bring in players like Julian Alvarez. You bring in players like Enzo Fernandez. When they were brought to Europe, they were not earning as much as some of them earn now. Those are the kinds of things that the football people in Liverpool will be doing. But guess what? When they bring them, Klopp says he doesn't like them. And when they manage to bring them into the team, he simply decides not to use them. One of them is Fabio Carvalho.
There you go.
Right?
Yep.
When we were linked with Caicedo, Liverpool was the first team in the EPL that was linked with Caicedo. Yeah. Klopp said he had too many agents, so he didn't want him. And Tony Bloom went to get him. The rest is history. Now we want to buy him for £70 million. But it was Nunes. They wanted to bring him to us, and Klopp said he didn't want him. So he went to Watford. They
Wolves.
paid 38 million pounds
Wolves.
for him.
Wolves.
Sorry, he went to Wolves. Right. They paid 38 million pounds for him, and now we want to go and buy him for 45 to 50 million a year later. How does that even begin to make sense? And you see, I have a strong suspicion that the owners of Liverpool, and this is just my suspicion, actually believe that Klopp wastes money. That's probably the reason why they keep him on a leash. Because some of the things that he asks for simply end up not working. And one of them is a contract extension that he sought for Henderson. Henderson is paid 7.28 million pounds a year. 140,000 pounds a week for that. Right? He sought a contract extension for what's his face? What's this guy who just sits there, does nothing, does dribble, run around when he comes on? Curtis Jones.
Curtis Jones.
Right? Against all the advice that the football people in the team give. It's the reason why Michael Edwards left. It's the reason why Ian Graham left. It's the reason why Julian Ward is leaving. Because he basically has taken over the football operations with his aide-de-camp, the Dutch guy Linders. All the players we have signed within the last few windows are all Pep Linders signings. Luis Diaz, and because he has a relationship going back to the time he was at Porto with super agent Jorge Mendes. We are either signing players who are of Dutch origin because of his aspiration to manage the Dutch team one day, and otherwise he's going back to Portugal to get those players. So some of the players who are Jorge Mendes' players are Nunes, Luis Diaz, Fabio Carvalho, and it goes on. So basically, that's where we sit in a nutshell as a team. Some of the things that we need to do is we need to identify talent that we don't have to pay so much for. Every now and then, when a generational talent like Bellingham comes along and you are supposed to splash the cash, you do your assessment. If you need to pay, you pay. Because teams, if we want to be at par with teams like Manchester United and co, every now and then we have to make those kinds of signings. Now, I am not against the Bellingham signing for reasons of we could get 3 better, because I think he's an exceptional footballer. And the figures being mentioned, if you amortize them over time, if you get Bellingham at 19 years old, you should hope to have him for 10 years. If you have him for 10 years, it's like having a 60 million pound player for 5 years. So it makes sense. You can amortize that kind of money over time because the depreciation works out at 12 million a year. That's not so bad for a guy who is going to be, who probably may end up becoming an England captain one day if all things go well. Of course, like one of you said, football is a risky business, so you can buy your Alberto Aquilanis every now and then. And in my estimation, that has been the biggest bust in the history of Liverpool. We bought that guy, paid a shitload of money for him, and he ended up stinking up the gaff. That happens. But it's a risk that you take. Yeah. I think the Bellingham acquisition is also something that should happen because they've been stringing us along for almost 3 years. Bellingham. If they don't do it, and he goes and plays for another team. Imagine he goes to play for Man City or Manchester United, and he comes to Liverpool and torches us. The fans would go fucking doolally, right?
They'd tear at the pitch.
Right. So they should go for him. Let him come and prove his worth. Another thing, if you have him for 10 years and at 29, he wants to go to Real Madrid, you're actually going to make money because at that time, you would have finished paying for the player. It's just like buying a house. You buy a house, you live in it for 30 years. At the time you get a little older, you want to retire to a nicer place, you sell it, you finish paying, you've made money. So those are the issues. But when it comes to Klopp's in-game management of the players, that's the biggest reason why I think he should go. How do you bring on Fabio Carvalho with 30 seconds left, 15 seconds of which you had your hand around his neck, giving him instructions? He enters the pitch 15 seconds later, the match is over. How do you take off this guy? What's his name? Nunes.
He had a knock. He had a knock.
No, he didn't have a knock. Look,
They say he had a knock.
What they are saying about the cut on his leg is a lie.
Okay.
He doesn't want the guy to travel 17,000 miles round trip and come back when we have 3 important matches, because he's going to go to Japan. He's going to go to South Korea. He comes back. He has jet lag, right?
I don't blame him.
He won't be able to play Man City. All the Brazilians in our team didn't go for their friendly. That should tell you that Klopp is doing some stuff. He just doesn't want them to go. The only players who left were the ones who were going to play competitive, and they are the Europeans. And Salah is going to play in Egypt, so that's not like too far away. But he's worried about Nunes going to Japan and Korea to play a useless friendly. It makes sense to me, because I don't know. If I were the manager, I'll be worried about him. Any of you who've traveled that direction, if you go that direction and you come back westwards, you come back with jet lag. Simple. So that's my sense. Maybe I'm wrong. Now, the so-called knock that they claim he has is a cut. Nobody has told us how deep that cut is. Nobody has told us how many sutures they put in. I think it's just an excuse. He'll be fit.
I actually agree with Uncle on this one.
Yeah, he'll be fit and ready to play Man City. You bet me, he'll be ready.
It's called a tactic. 100%. It's a tactic.
Yeah, 100%. That's what he's good at. So he should stick to that. But when it comes to making certain kinds of decisions, I still also find it difficult to understand why Klopp has decided that come what may, he's going to play Trent as our fullback. I find that difficult to understand. You picked up the guy when he was a midfielder in the academy. You put him in for Nat Klein. Nat Klein overcame his injury. They decided to sell him for good reason. They made a decision that the ACL was bad. He's playing well somewhere else. Good. Get a fullback, right? Time and time again, Trent has shown that he doesn't run hard enough to be a fullback. He doesn't show interest enough to evolve into a good fullback. All he wants to do is to bomb forward and lay that killer pass. If you are going to accommodate Trent in your team, then you have to play 3 central defenders. Otherwise, move him back where he came from, into the middle, so that there's somebody covering him. If you guys heard the statement that Alisson made, he said he wears his shirt with pride and he makes sure that when he gets on the field, he gives everything. He was talking to Trent. Because Trent is the one who almost always exposes him. Well, some of the other defenders do every now and then, but as a goalkeeper, you get that.
Gomez too.
When you are constantly being exposed by your fullback, you're going to begin to have a problem. And we need to be very careful that this thing doesn't continue, because if it continues within a season, give it 2 seasons, Alisson will leave. And if he leaves, we are fucked. Like, we are really fucked. Okay? True. Because he has been the difference between us and the relegation zone. Some of the saves he makes defy physics, defies gravity. Like the one he made against Kamavinga. And the players are beginning to be upset. You heard what VVD said. Buy some players. He probably didn't want to say get us a fullback, but I'm very sure if they got a fullback, he'll be very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Klopp, for me, I don't want to use the term has outlived his usefulness, because that will be disingenuous. I think he's gotten his stories of the fables of his success have gotten to his head. Okay, so like Chris so aptly said, why is it that every time there's a problem, it's FSG and Pep Linders? And then when everything is right, is Klopp's genius. He can't have both. He should take one. If he's going to be responsible, if he's going to get all the adulation like the 7-0 that we won, then he should take the flack for what happened in Bournemouth, against Leeds, against Nottingham Forest, Brighton, and the list goes on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
For me, I think he's gotten to the point where he simply doesn't want to make the adjustment. And yes, that's the word I was looking for, the adjustment that he needs to make. And if he's not making the adjustment, Liverpool, all of you have been Liverpool fans for a long time. Liverpool have had great coaches. We even had a player manager coach who won titles and won European championships. Yet this same FSG guys came and sacked him. So letting a manager who's intransigent go, it's been done. I mean, I don't want to compare myself to any other team, but Crystal Palace just let a legend go. Many of us on the outside thought they should have given him time, but hey, that's their business. I still think that there's time for Klopp to adjust if he wants to, but he's not adjusting. I'll give you another example. You remember that at the beginning of the year, he had to do this. They had to redo the Champions League roster. He knew that Luis Diaz was not going to be fit. He kept Luis Diaz on the roster, and even though Atamelo found his fitness, he didn't put him on. Now, I'm not an Atamelo fan by any means, but you are paying him. Incidentally, we are only paying half of his salary, but it's almost as much as we pay some of the superstars in our team. So if you're paying him, why wouldn't you use him? We keep doing this over and over and over and over again, and to me, it doesn't make sense. You wanted Tchouaméni, you didn't get Tchouaméni. Tchouaméni wants to go and play for Real Madrid, so you get somebody else. This guy decided he wasn't going to get anybody else, exposed our midfield of old men and little kids. Look at where we are. We got a reprieve by getting Bajcetic to come and fill in. An 18-year-old kid. You've exposed this guy to so much football. Now he has an injury that can threaten his career, and Chris can tell you better than I can. As soon as I heard that he had the adductor problem, I called him and I asked him, Chris, what's going on with this guy? What do you think? And he told me exactly what I thought, that this could be a problem for the rest of his career. So why does he keep doing this? Liverpool is the only team that trains at night. How can you fucking train at night? No team in the EPL trains at night except Liverpool. So when you watch those things on the website, they're training, that's just recovery. They actually train at night. And I wonder if they are doing UFC when they are training or whatever. How is it that all our players get injured during training and not on the pitch?
Yeah,
that's a good question.
About 70%. It's about 70% of training.
Let me leave it here for now. Let somebody else continue. If I think of more stuff, I'll go on.
I'm enjoying this conversation. Let me continue to get some of these chats out, read out before we continue. Chris, I want to get to you on that abductor issue with.
Yeah, sure.
Because I know that's your forte, so I would like to get a spin on that. EMJP 316 Guyanese rum in the best. I beg to differ, my friend.
We'll agree to disagree.
We agree to disagree. El Dorado is very good, but Mount Gay is the oldest rum in the world, so we'll leave it at that. Tarmizi said the kits have been poor for Nike, and Ravi agreed with him.
100.
They got a really interesting comment here. I wanted to read, man, from 12th Man. It's a really interesting one.
All right, we can get to that.
Their kids are not just poor. Some of it is scary, downright scary. They can wake up dead bodies in the morgue.
It's true. You see that LeBron kick? That was atrocious. Absolute brutal. Oh, man. Chris mentioned it, John. Wait. Come on. You did not do that. Come on, dude.
It was a gift, man. It was a gift.
Okay. Tarmizi, want to know if you're watching the fourth one opening this weekend.
Of what, John Wick?
Yeah.
Is this coming weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I might if I have time and stuff. Now that the family's growing now. I have to focus on other things now. So
Wait. Hold on. What do you mean it's growing?
yeah, you wasn't on Copish last week. Oh,
No.
yeah,
I missed that
Yeah.
too.
yeah. So yeah,
Bless.
yeah,
Bless.
getting another one.
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah,
Extra
the
gray
16th
hairs for you.
It's a good thing the wife kicked that neighbor that was trying to cause strife.
She's on the other room. Let's not talk about that, please.
You're gonna have to cut your hair like Beijing Pop's here, because that gray hair is gonna start a pop, bro.
It's true.
Nah, but
It's true.
yeah, I found out on the 16th, because the 16th we made 12 years together. So
Oh, nice.
it was a nice little, so
Very
Nice.
nice.
Big
Very
congrats
nice.
twice.
Big congrats.
thank you, I appreciate
Congrats, man. Congrats.
Taryn, Plantations XO rum. Thoughts? Personally, it's currently my favorite rum.
it. Plantation rum is good. Like, I like it. It's strong. It's a little bit strong though.
It's decent. It's not one of my faves, but it's
All right.
decent. It's all right. If you really want a nice one, it's Old Brigand, but I'm not sure if you get that in the US.
Oh, Brigand?
Yeah.
That's the one I know.
man.
You don't get it in Canada. I know that for sure.
Huh.
You all are Liverpool fans, so you think 250 is going to be spent in one summer? Come on, guys. I know you all like rum, but
It's possible.
That's a
It's possible if you include player sales as well.
yeah,
We have to get some
True.
sales though. We have to.
we do. Well, we know Nat is going to be one for sure.
And Matip,
Matip.
I'm pretty sure he said that he's leaving this summer. So
Yeah,
and apparently Kelleher's on the chopping block too.
That's the rumor as
Yeah,
well. Yeah.
Keller's leaving. Keller's
Who?
leaving.
Well, he's leaving because he says he wants first
He
team
wants
football.
first
and
team.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think he has
I
a point.
understand that.
He's that good.
He does.
So he has a point.
He's a good.
But
Yeah,
I honestly don't think Kelleher is the mine. Or there's this other goalkeeper. His name I never get to pronounce the name properly. The younger one.
Peter Luga.
Yes,
Peter
he is
Luga.
he is the one they really like.
the Brazilian. Yeah.
Yep.
I
He's the
think
one they really like.
if we sell Kelleher, we should have a buyback option. I think.
I think so as well.
Absolutely.
I think it would be smart.
Absolutely. Because
Yeah.
because I'm being told he wants to go to Spurs. If he's
Which
going to
would
go
be a
to
good
Spurs,
move. Would be a good move.
let's put in the ability to pull the plug.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. He wants to be Ireland number one. That's why.
He isn't at the moment.
No, he isn't playing enough.
Really? Wow. Okay.
yeah.
And he also has an issue with the national team because the Southampton goalkeeper has taken over as the number
Yeah.
one in Ireland.
Yeah,
So he's not playing regularly, so he needs that. He needs that, and I think he's a good goalkeeper. He should. I bless him. He should go. He's done well.
I think Kells does deserve to have first team football all the time. He's
Not over Ali though.
not over Ali, but
Nah.
he's earned it for sure.
No. Allison is the best damn goalkeeper in the world. End of story. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no dispute. So that's not even a discussion that we can have. So he can go somewhere else and go be number one somewhere else. I mean,
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. LVFC TV, big up, run up the likes, people. Yeah, people smash a like. That helps a lot. You guys don't really understand how much that helps the channel grow.
Does, man. Does.
Marquez,
I
so
mean,
that's an issue.
imagine Aston Villa offering 55 million pounds for Joe Gomez. We didn't let him go.
I know.
What is
That was
wrong with
last
that?
season, right? Last season.
That was last season,
Bye
correct.
bye. If they offer 55, take him. Take
Not
him
now.
alone.
Not now.
No.
Well, not now. Those
Yeah.
offers come once, right? It comes
It's
once.
true.
But
It's like a radio
but
broadcast. It's only
but
said
the
once.
issue too is like,
Big
yeah, I
up
agree. A lot of
captain,
these
so.
players have to go, but like, I think we're in a such bad situation in regards to the homegrown and this English tax. Like, unfortunately, we're gonna have to keep a lot of these. You know, what I mean, these homegrown players. I think.
12th man has
Yeah.
a comment on that somewhere.
Hold
Oh,
on.
okay.
See,
Yeah.
that homegrown thing, right? It's a maneuver you can pull even with academy kids.
Yeah.
So it's
Okay.
just an excuse. If
Oh,
you
okay.
need to have homegrown, we have a lot of homegrown kids that are on loan. You can pull them in when you need to as homegrown. So it doesn't really. That's not really the point. The point is that our management of the footballing operations of our team has been weak. Which top team? And Liverpool, to all intents and purposes, is the most storied team in the EPL. How do you sit for 4.5 years and you haven't bought a midfielder? That's a damning indictment on you,
Yeah.
right? That's not on anybody. That's on you. I mean, we bought Gakpo at a time when we didn't need him. As good as Gakpo is or may be, and that is even debatable, we bought him at a time we didn't need a Gakpo. Put it that way. At
Yeah.
that time, that money should have spent buying a player like Quadiokone, Kefren Turam. In January, Marcus Thuram was available for £8 million. We didn't buy him. Azedin Unahi was available for €10 million. We didn't buy him. So, I mean, it doesn't even begin to make sense to me.
But
Yeah.
the deal we got on Gakpo though, like the sort of money we paid out for Gakpo wasn't that much, so it made sense.
It was rumored
You know,
to
the
be about 8
structure
million.
of it made sense.
But
it's
we
the
still
same
need a
8 million.
midfielder.
The rumor was about the same 8 million.
Yeah, $8
Coach was
million
saying that
bucks.
we could have got
So-
other players for it. So
We still need
Yeah.
midfielders. Mark, here got a question for the panel. What is the ethos of our academy? Why do we play different formations at different age groups? Can intensity, is our identity really work at academy level? Good questions. Pops, what do you think?
Man, that guy, I mean, I don't really take what Pep Linders says seriously, so don't take it seriously.
But
When he had an opportunity to practice that intensity is his identity at Nijmegen, he failed. His successor has taken Nijmegen to the Eredivisie, and they are doing very well in the Eredivisie. He's a dumbass. That's what all he's good at is giving interviews nobody understands. That's what he's good at.
like
Oh, Lord.
to compare managers, I think obviously, if rumors are true, I think Man City play exactly like the team in the Premier League play in their youth system. Like it's same philosophy. So when it comes to obviously they have the funds and whatever. It's easier to integrate players in the squad, but they'll be able to put players from the youth academy in because they understand the system somewhat. So I think wasn't the purpose of moving into the new training facility was the Klopp to like look at all the players together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, I don't know. I don't know.
But listen, like this, Lily, there's this comment I really see that I like, right?
I come
can just read
in
it out
with it.
because we
Go on,
probably
read
didn't
it.
get to it for a while.
Read it.
So it says, right? It's from the 12th man. It says, if people are so in the dumps and pushing for a new regime change from top to bottom, I wonder what the demeanor was like 27 years prior to Klopp coming. It's a very good question.
I didn't hear that. Read it again.
Read it again.
If people are so much in the dumps and pushing for a new regime from top to bottom, I wonder what the demeanors were like 27 years prior to Klopp coming, Klopp era.
It was civil war.
We weren't winning nothing. We were just a mid-table team, pretty much.
Yeah, well, that was the beginning in the 90s that he referring back to. And if any of you remember those days, we had guys still in that team that was originally in our team from back in the late 70s. But still in our squad.
Period, if he's talking about the Hicks and Gillette period, it was civil war, man.
Yeah, Hicks and Gillette was madness.
Yeah.
But even before that, we weren't winning nothing really. We weren't doing much. We had one of the best midfielders in the world in Gerrard, and we couldn't give him a Premier League title.
This is even before, if you going back 27 years, this is even before Gerrard.
I know it is.
27 years from Klopp, you running back to 90.
90s, early 2000s.
In the 90s, if we're being honest, in the 90s, the game wasn't the game it is now. So
no, it's not.
You didn't look at FSG as an ownership and scouts and all.
And also, social media wasn't even a thing.
Yeah,
that's it. It
wasn't like this. It wasn't. Yeah. So the news was coming from the newspapers and more from TV and that sort of thing. And as a team, John Barnes said when he was in the team in the 90s, he said that he knew the team wasn't going to win. He knew that as good as Robbie Fowler was and McManaman and Redknapp and that group, he said they didn't have what the group before them, which is obviously then the elite team that we had. He said they didn't have that. And in the earlier time, coaching wasn't a big thing. We bought players, put them in, it was plug and play. These are the best players around. If you're a good player, go and fit in with them and make it work. That's what it used to be. The game is way different now, and we're talking because of, as you said, social media is around, and that's why there's so much noise in and around. I think the game is more microwave now. Everybody wants something to be instant. It's way different to how it used to be. So
Yeah.
27 years ago, you wouldn't have had the exact same feeling. And then obviously from then until Hicks and Gillette is where you would have had, as Uncle was saying, civil war, because Hicks and Gillette themselves as a partnership couldn't even agree on what they wanted to do. So you had one man going in one direction, one going in next, and then fans were going another direction. And that was a mess, something that you're glad to put into history and get past.
Yeah.
So obviously this is the most successful thing we've seen in the Premiership because we've won the
For
Premiership
a
for
long
the first
time,
time.
a long time.
But
What's the difference between us and City? Can I ask a question?
Well,
Like in terms
here's
of
what I
player.
think, right? Uncle said something, and I think I'm still not a Klopp out person. What I am is, if FSG is still the ownership, get some investment first and foremost because you need the money. But create the structure for success. We win as a team. There's this like Linder's fault, this person's fault. Everybody has the whole piece of the blame for the nonsense that's happening right now. Everybody, including
Absolutely.
Klopp.
I think
Every
they're all
single person.
they're all in bed together.
100%.
They're all in bed together, man. They're all massaging
Yeah,
each other
yeah.
in bed, man. Don't get
100%.
twisted.
See,
So create
see,
the structure need to be successful now,
we are
and put Klopp back where he needs to be.
unfortunately, we are between a rock and a hard place because we have owners who don't know shit about football. Our owners don't know the difference
they're
between
American.
an offside. They don't know the difference between an offside and an own goal. If our owners knew about football, when Liverpool and Manchester United are playing at Anfield, you show up.
Agreed.
Because unlike some of us who have to buy a plane ticket and a train ticket to get to Anfield, all John Henry has to do is to call his pilot.
Just fill up the jet. Let's go.
Exactly. Fuel the jet. We're going to John Lennon. Head to John Lennon, and it's there.
Yep.
He should have shown up. It's not his fault. He sees this as a good business investment, and somebody should have been telling him, right? So he gets wind of how bad things are going when he sees news articles and he sees people ranting and raving, and he sees that plane flying with the banner. And then, because as a venture capitalist, the last thing you want is bad PR. Venture capital and bad PR is like oil and water. It doesn't mix.
Agreed.
So then he starts asking questions. Asking Mike Gordon to come back was a reaction from all the bad press he was getting.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's it. You don't have to be a druid to read in between the lines. If you've been around Liverpool long enough, you know exactly, you can tell what's going on. So when you talk about investments, we need to set up, because if this Qatar sales go, Manchester United are bought by Sheikh Jazim, we are in some real shit.
We're already in real
Because
shit.
Newcastle have the oil money. Man City have the oil money. Now Manchester United gets the oil money. That's some real shit.
And Arsenal on the up and up.
Right. And you see, so now it's like 6 brides for 7 brothers. Okay? Somebody's gonna get left out. And if you don't have the cash, it's gonna be you.
You say no,
Gone are the days when most players simply want to play for a team because that's what I like. Right? Those days are gone. Jadon Sancho was a Liverpool player, 90%. I'm sure most of you know. As soon as Manchester United called him and offered him twice the amount of money we're going to give him, he went. So for those of us who are talking Jude Bellingham may want to come to Liverpool. So you call him and say, Jude, this is the project, blah, blah, blah. We're going to offer you, say, 200,000. I'm using that as a round number because Virgil gets 220. They won't pay him more than Virgil. So we're giving you 200. And come to Liverpool, we're going to give you the keys to the castle. You're going to be the number 8. You may be Liverpool captain, England captain. And then Manchester United calls him and tells him, we'll double whatever Liverpool is giving you. If you were Jude, what will you do? If you were Jude, what will you do? I've been a Liverpool supporter for 47 years. If Manchester United call me and offer me £200,000, I'll support Manchester United. Right? No. That's what I'm saying. Because if they call you and they give you that kind of money, that's £1.6 million a month. He's gonna go. Okay? So we need to set up because the game is going to leave us. Remember, look at what has happened over the last 4 years. We were competing with Manchester United, Manchester City for the top. It was like, yeah, it's either us or them. We lose here and there. They lose here and there. We draw, but all of us are winning. We all had 90-something points. Now, what is Liverpool doing? We are competing for 4th place.
But what has Man City really changed, though, Albert? What has Man City really? They got the same midfield, same defenders. They only changed the striker. So pretty much they got an aging midfield just like us, almost.
But they have Haaland.
That's what I'm saying. That they only changed the top.
Understand? And that guy
De Bruyne is 31, right?
You're looking at it all wrong, Crab.
But that's how I see it. We've been fighting with the same team. They didn't make any adjustments.
Look at the engine, though. Look at the engine. Look at how their engine purrs. Look at Madrid. Modric is the same age as Milner, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, Modric is an outlier. Modric is not the norm.
He's an alien, man.
Yes,
he's not the norm. Modric is supernatural.
But the system around him supports him, though. That's what City has done differently.
It does.
Exactly. Because they've gone and gotten Camavinga, they've gotten Tchouaméni, they have this guy, this little kid called Odriozola. They are all on the bench. When we need to go to our bench, we get the 37-year-old. When we need to go to our bench, we have to get Curtis Jones. When we need to go to our bench, right, we need to go to our bench, we get Naby Keita. Naby Keita is not 27 years old. He's 37. Naby Keita, he's not 27, right? He comes from West Africa. I'm from West Africa. If you guys want a passport that says you are 5 years old, I can get you one. Just give me your name, I can get you one just like that. Just shave your beard, if you got white beard, shave it, slim down your belly, and I can give you a 15-year-old's passport.
Naby's young, man. You can see in his face, man. He's young, man.
He's not 27. Anybody, listen, I don't want to come out with too many things I shouldn't say. Nobody should tell me Thomas Partey is 29. Are you guys serious? He's not 29. Come on. So in our part of the world, those things are possible. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you what the game is. If you live in the United States, it's not possible to get a different passport unless the CIA got it for you. Right?
I can get one. I can get one.
Certain parts of the world, it's not possible. In our part of the world, it's possible. You want a passport that says you are a woman and you are 6 years old, it can be done. I can change your name to Matilda. You get a passport. Okay? That's just how it happens. And the system through which football goes, Naby Keita couldn't be 27 years old. It's not possible. Sadio Mane is not 30 years old. It's not possible.
Albert reminds me of Kelechi from Arsenal, man. Holy, I'm just getting Kelechi vibes. Like right here.
He's from Nigeria. Kelechi's from Nigeria.
Yeah, Kelechi's from Nigeria.
Yeah.
Man.
If you're from Nigeria, you're from Ghana, you are from Guinea. You know what's up.
So wait, Albert, can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
You are Klopp out?
Listen, I have been Klopp
it's a
out
simple
for...
question. Simple question.
No, I'm explaining to you. I've been Klopp out for ages. But I also accept that in life, you may do with what you have, not what you want. Right?
Okay.
So at this point, I want Klopp to put us in the Champions League. Because without the Champions League, listen, notice what happens to teams when they don't qualify for the Champions League. How long does it take them to qualify again?
Don't you look at Chelsea. Chelsea missed 1 year. They came back the next year.
Chelsea still got a boatload of money, though.
No,
what about Arsenal? What about Arsenal?
Arsenal, yeah.
What about Manchester United? You see, this game is an exact science. What you put in is what you get out.
True.
If you don't put in money, you don't get anything out. That's it. Then all this business of, let's grow the academy. Liverpool are a team that don't give a shit about its academy. Since Klopp came, we have sold 70 players. A lot of people don't know. Liverpool makes a lot of money from its academy. We sold Ryan Brewster for 25 million. Who the fuck buys Ryan Brewster for 25 million?
Sheffield United.
We sold him for 25 million.
I know.
There are several. We sold the guy who terrorized us at Bournemouth, Solanke. We sold Solanke for 20 million. We sell a lot of players.
Harry
See, Klopp,
Wilson, all those boys, yeah.
Ben
name
Woodward,
it.
Super.
Williams, the other Williams, Nico Williams.
Nico
We
Williams.
sold Nico Williams for 17 million. We've been doing a lot of business with our academy. That's what it should be. But when it comes to the prima donnas that wear the red jersey on a Saturday or on a Sunday, one or two may slip through the cracks. But we are not an academy-based team. That's not us, right? That's not us. But we have an ownership that keeps telling us they want to spend responsibly. Listen, if you want to spend responsibly, go and run.
Buy Blackburn. Go buy Blackburn.
No, not even Blackburn. If you want to spend responsibly, go and run a flower shop, right? That's spending responsibly. If you want to spend responsibly, go and own Publix or go and own Winn-Dixie. That's spending responsibly. Football is not a responsible industry because there's a social element. We, the supporters, want to do well, right? We are not Gillingham. We are not Southend. We are not Stockport, who accept to be in the middle of League Two, and if we don't go for relegation, we throw a party. No, we want to win. We, Liverpool, winning is what we want to win. And I take you back to the words of Bill Shankly when he says, when I come second, I think I failed.
We failed a lot in the last 4 years then.
Fox.
Yeah.
Well, in his day, in Shankly's day, you had to be first to play in the European Championship. You couldn't have top four. Today, we've been blessed with top four. Actually, in 25, I hear it's top six. And legacy teams are going to qualify. But trust you me when I tell you that people are going to keep buying teams and putting money in it. I'll give you guys an example. A team like West Ham, right? Based in London. West Ham is worth about 550 million pounds right now. If somebody had money and he goes to buy West Ham, they have a brand new stadium gifted to them by the government. If somebody goes to buy West Ham and decides to sink £1 billion in it, that's, let's say, 1.5, 1.6 billion. Anybody sinks £1 billion into West Ham in the playing body, he wins the EPL. West Ham have one of the biggest support bases in the United Kingdom. Their support base is mostly the Ford plant in Romford, right? East London. They have massive support. So those are some of the things. The Saudis came, they went to buy Newcastle. They paid 300 million for it. They sink money in it over time. Newcastle is going to become a team that's going to be hard to beat. They're going to be there or thereabouts. If Liverpool doesn't keep up with the times, that's another 30 years in the wilderness. When Graham Souness put us in the wilderness because he couldn't coexist with players he played with, it took us 30 years to win the league again. It wasn't by chance. Graham Souness dismantled our team. Those of you who remember he sacked the likes of Sammy Lee, Mark Lawrence, and co because he used to play with them and he just didn't want to deal with them. Then he went to bring the kids like Robbie Fowler at the time, Steve McManaman and co. They were good, but they were not ready for prime time. We shouldn't let that happen again. And I'm afraid that's where we're going,
Agreed.
unfortunately.
Yes. Jamra, Chris Angel, did you see that we linked with Alan Varela?
Yeah, I've been talking about this player for like 6 months. Finally.
Where is he from?
Argentina. He plays for Boca Juniors.
Okay. See, I like stuff like that. Bring in some guys from
He's being quoted 13 million.
Still a risk, though. It's all a risk still.
I'll take the risk.
Yeah.
I'll take it, man.
But like I was saying, can I make a point? Like, see those guys that are coming from South America, right? How many of them have come straight to the Premier League and succeeded? They always go to Europe first and then come ease into the Premier League.
One I can think off the top of my head is
There's not very many. There's not very many. Aguero, he went to Spain.
He went to Spain, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it is a risk.
Go to Europe first.
It's a risk.
That's what I'm worried about.
I see where you're coming from, but it's a risk. But then, it can also be a
reward too.
A reward as well. 13 million isn't a lot.
It's true.
It isn't. No. It's there. It's a very small investment. I get it.
My brother, that's a money move. That's a money move. It's just a money move. Somebody wants to make money. That's all.
Yeah.
Do we have
listen,
work
take,
issues
take
with
some
any of
time.
those players?
Take
though?
some time, right?
What
Google
like
that
work?
kid and watch him. Google Alan Varela and watch him. If he's the halfback for Boca Juniors and he plays the way he plays, there's no reason for anybody to tell us he won't succeed at Liverpool. The only reason why they won't bring him is that somebody must make money. So super agent Jorge Mendes must take him to Benfica. If he goes to Benfica, within 6 months, we go from 13 million to 80 million. And then Liverpool, the duds will come and get him. And super agent Jorge Mendes makes all the money in the world. That's just the plan. And what's his face? The Benfica president. What's his head? What's the name of that
Rui
guy?
Costa. Rui Costa.
Rui Costa.
Rui
They make all
Costa.
the money. This guy is a better player than Enzo Fernandez.
Yes, yes.
Alan Varela is a better player than Enzo Fernandez. Just Google him. When Chris started saying it, I started watching him, and I have the if you have the Paramount app, you can watch Argentinian League. So I watch Argentinian League. I watch anything because I'm retired. I just watch anything. So he's exceptional. Just go on YouTube and look at it.
They should hire you. They should hire you, Albert, man. You should be the scouting.
Man, you know what? Those people don't like the truth. Let me stay happily retired, man.
But let me ask you a question.
It's all a money move,
right?
man. It's all about money.
Let me ask a question.
Go ahead.
If we plan on rebuilding, right? Because that's what everybody seems to think that we're doing. Is Klopp the right man to rebuild with?
From where I grew up, like I said, if you mess something up, you're not the person to rebuild it. If you're the head of a design team, of an engineering design team, and you make a dud engineering design that fucks up or doing testing, you're not the guy who goes ahead and redoes it. They kick you out for somebody else to come and do it. So I don't know where that's coming from. But like I said, I don't own Liverpool. I'm just a mere supporter. I have my ideas. Many people are now converging, coming to the point of convergence that the mistakes are being repeated. See, it's one thing if you make a mistake, but if the mistakes are being repeated over and over and over and over again, and there seems to be no change, like Real Madrid match. So we were going to Real Madrid. We were going to make an attempt to win. We started well. We started with the 4-2-3-1. We started well, but for a few things, we could have been ahead early. Then we replaced Nunes. Let's just say Nunes had a knock, and then we bring in Elliot, and we still expect to win the match. How do you bring in Elliot and expect to win the match? Klopp has a disease called 4-3-3. Even though most of his success in Germany was built on 4-2-3-1, he has a disease called 4-3-3. So if he doesn't play 4-3-3, say for 40 minutes, and then he sees one thing going, oh, no, let me go back to what I know. Remember, I'll take you back to the Brighton match. Remember, we started with 4-2-3-1. The first half, we didn't play well, but we hadn't conceded. He went back to 4-3-3, boom. We conceded 3 goals. So the guy doesn't want to change anything. And if you don't want to change anything, whether I am in or I am out, does it even matter? I don't want him there. I think that we can do better because Liverpool as a team has gone through Shankly, Joe Fagan, Bob Paisley. Yeah, we've gone through good managers. We've gone through a fair share of bad managers like Roy Hodgson. Somebody was asking about the Hicks and Gillette era. We went through some pretty shitty managers. I have to admit that. If we actually hadn't won the Champions League in 2005, maybe Liverpool would have been in administration by now because the fans were upset.
Yeah,
because they are used to success. So Klopp has brought back the modicum of success, but even then, we've been in 4 European finals since 2016. We've won only 1.
And we come second 3 times. We come second 3 times too.
Right. That's the bit that people don't want to talk about. Oh, he's done so much. Okay, he's done so much. Whoever has done so much, the name of the game is winning. I remember during the 1984 Olympics. Los Angeles was 84, right?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So remember that Ben Johnson and Carl Lewis had this rivalry. Like, basically, it was a big rivalry as to who was going to win. After Ben Johnson won the race, even before they found out that he had taken drugs, Time magazine wrote a headline: "Who cares who's second? who cares who's second in this business? You need to win." And from where I stand, I'd rather we crashed out in the qualifiers than even fail at the final. That's so painful. That's so damn painful. But hey, that's just me. That's just me, man. Somebody else should continue.
Yeah. All right. So who we got coming out to talk now? Let me hear.
We got 12th man.
12th man in the building.
What
up? Nelainte can join us too.
Oh, good.
Listen, this is a big situation.
It's a party.
We need one more.
It's a
We
party
need
now.
one more Beijing Barnes.
Yeah, we are crossroads in this club, though. Like, seriously, we are crossroads.
We'll have a
Major
4-2-3-1 formation on here.
Tell me that Klopp don't play. Something that Klopp don't play.
We are crossroads right now, man. I torn.
12th man, how you doing, man?
Good. Blessing.
Welcome.
How are you, brother? How are you, good?
I see a lot of bottles.
He's coming with the
behind
positive
you.
energy.
I hope you haven't drunk everything in the bottles, man.
Yeah.
It's for the ladies. I don't even like champagne. It's for the ladies.
Oh, that's how you do, huh?
That's how you do it. Man.
That's how you do, huh?
All right.
Yes, sir.
Is that what you've been giving Chris? Because Chris hasn't been missing the target. Chris is not like Mo Salah. He doesn't miss the target.
Oh, wow. Chris getting shrapnel. Come on.
Chris, like that guy that's making all these babies now, repopulating the world. What's his name? What's the black guy's name? I'm so bad with these names. That's making all these kids, man. It's kind of like Nick
Cannon.
Cannon.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, Nick Cannon. Yeah.
He repopulated America, bro.
No.
My wife told me he now has a reality series also making his 13th
Yes.
baby. What an irresponsible
They're
idiot.
gonna have the women gonna choose who's gonna have a baby for him. Like, what the hell is this world coming to, man? Good Lord.
Now we even glorify irresponsibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Anyways,
So-
man, what you got to say, man? Let's hear what you got to
Jumping.
say.
Oh yeah, I told y'all. I mean, if I knew, I gave Paige on Pops the 911 on that, or the 411, I should say. If I come on, I know it's gonna be some welcome. Say hello to the bad guy, because I get the whole look. There's times when I see Milner, because the whole reason why I found your chat going on is because I hold total respect for the Milner opinions. But let's be honest. Milner has been a loyal, if not above and beyond, servant to this club. And sometimes I hear I know some people be like, oh, you're being sentimental and all those other things. Hey, that's part of football in essence. I get a lot of people want to be all cutthroat and say, oh, get out of my club, this and that. The whole reason why we have such passion and love for this team is because we have some sentimental feelings for it. Okay? So when someone says those things, I'm like, hey, listen to what you're saying. Think about the words before we just spout out the frustrations that we have in our hearts about something that we have no real control over, other than the fact is buying the merch, which, Chris, big ups on the LeBron stuff. I don't care what anyone says. That's hot. Man. All right, I'll be openly admit it. I paid for the trainers, so those Air Maxes are fire.
The trainers are not that bad. Your excuse. The trainers are not that bad.
All right.
But if you buy the shirt, I'm telling your lights out, bro.
I buy the shirt. All right.
I am personally speaking of your lights if you buy them shirts, man.
Oh wow.
That's crazy.
Listen, me
Oh.
personally, I am not buying another kid until they see FSG actually invest in this club.
I like the sneaks, man. I gotta get me one.
Yeah.
Hands down.
Fire.
I'm not going to
12
do it.
man.
They're
12
fire.
man. So,
But
so
$200
you're saying that you
American
want to
as
keep
far as-
Milli?
Look, I respect what Millie brings to this club, even though at times I have said myself, "Oh, why is he bringing in Milner? Why is he, like I've said that out loud too, openly will admit that." And the fact that we don't have someone that could service a better role on the team, I agree. Someone younger, or maybe someone more dynamic, or something like that. I understand those parts and points, but let's be honest. Milner brings years, decades of field general experience to this club. I've said it from the gate. Whether the thing I've noticed is if Hendo is in and he comes out, chances are he's been replaced by Milner.
Milner's coming
It's
in.
almost as they're almost attached. Yeah, it's almost as if they're attached to the hip. And I've seen every once in a while he has played them together. I understand that, but that's because Klopp wants a field coach, basically, is what he is. Okay, he wants a field coach on that field to direct his players and make sure that he and his players do what they were trained to do. And that's as simple as that. I get the fact he's 37, that he's, that all those different little things, such and such. He's a Swiss Army knife, dog.
But let me
Put him
throw
right
something
back.
at you.
Right. Yeah, sure.
Let me throw something at you. If you're going to keep Milner for another year, do you keep Hendo too?
I do keep Hendo because I truthfully, I
you
do
keep
see
them both?
Henderson. Okay, I was gonna say I keep Henderson. I see Henderson transitioning into that Milner role. Okay, and I don't mean that I would see. I said it from the gate. Look, I know some people have somewhat soured over this opinion, but I believe that my captain on this team is Virgil van Dijk. And the reason why I say that is because Virgil van Dijk is one of the few players that you're going to have playing consistently. I think sometimes we've given Hendo the nod to play because he's the captain. And if he's not, then you bring in the vice captain. It's that simple. And I get people don't really like to hear those facts, but that's just how this team orchestrates itself. And if that's going to be the case, I would rather see Virgil van Dijk be the captain because then you don't put that pressure on Hendo having to play. He doesn't have to play every game. And I don't want to see Milner play every game either, obviously, But we don't have that luxury.
Fair enough. Here's where I will rebuttal that a little bit and give my opinion, which I do respect your opinion on that one for sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you keep Milner, I don't think you need Henderson, and vice versa. If you're going to have Hendo on the team, you don't need Milner. Yeah, if you want to have a new captain, you have to get rid of Hendo. I don't see Hendo being stripped of his captaincy. He would literally have to be not in the club anymore. And for me, if Hendo is not the captain of this team, the only person for me that fits the mold as a Liverpool captain is Robertson over Van Dijk.
I think it should be Robertson.
I would say Ali.
Or Allison, yeah.
I would say
I have a weird thing about goalkeepers as captains for some reason.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Yeah. You're right. No, you're right.
But other than Spurs, name a captain that is a goalkeeper.
Everton.
The Bournemouth goalkeeper.
I'm a former goalkeeper.
De Gea was a captain, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
DDG was captain. Yeah.
De Gea is the captain in the absence of Bruno, I think. And I think Bournemouth, too, their goalkeeper is the captain.
And then, what's his name for Real Madrid was captain for a long time, right? Their goalkeeper.
Casillas, yeah.
Now, why were they captains? But why were they captains?
They were leaders.
Because they're leaders and they're vocal in the locker room. Why, for instance, why is Hackpo here? Why is Hackpo a part of this team? Hackpo said it himself. VVD convinced him to come because because of VVD's leadership on the Dutch team. We underscore and undervalue leadership so much that it hurts sometimes to hear, because that is a crucial element of what makes these players. Look at Henderson. Henderson could have, and personally I think this, and I've heard it from a lot of English people that follow the English team, Henderson should have been the captain for the English team, for instance,
100%.
because of his
Oh,
leadership.
I agree with that.
100%. Kane is a terrible
But
captain.
But they gave it to Kane because of the fact that Kane is, the
Media
poster
boy,
boy.
media boy.
He's a poster
he's
boy.
the-
He's a
yeah, the
poster
media
boy.
guy. All these different things. There
I
is,
only
is an emphasis that has to be put on that.
yeah. I only would prefer Robbo because I love a little bit of shithousery, right? I can just call.
Yeah, boy.
I just love that Robbo would get into guys' skin, get into their head. I don't see Verge doing that. Verge does his being a captain in a little different of a way. You know what I mean?
I see Verge differently now. After he gave up, he stopped. He literally stopped.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like
You stop running,
But-
man.
But guys,
Man, the guy
if
stopped
cast our
running
mind
too
backwards,
because
right?
he has an ACL. Cut him some slack. He has an ACL, and the younger guys behind him were not running. He said, like, fuck it. I got kids to look after, man. I'm not getting another ACL for you
But
fuckers.
has Milner had a stinker game? Has Milner had a really stinker game? I know there's one or two, sure. But
Few,
like,
few,
has
like
Milner,
everybody.
has
Let me
Milner
talk,
had
man.
has Milner had a
Let me-
really
let
long?
me- Let me cut across you for a second. I get your point about Milner. And it's not his fault that Klopp wants him for another year. But I have a simple question. So what happens the next year?
He transitions to be a coach. That's the idea. That's
So
the
why
point.
doesn't
the
he
idea
transition
is that
this year?
he already
Why doesn't he
because
transition him to
because
be a
Milner
coach right
believes
now?
he has another year. It's the same
Why
reason.
doesn't he-
I'm not saying that Milner is Luka Modric. I'm not saying that, but it's the same reason why Luka Modric will get another year extension at 37, going on 38. Okay,
Don't
it's
you
because
think that
those players let me just land. Those players, certain players, have the ability. One, Milner lives a completely healthy and amazingly focused lifestyle. Two, the man speaks like 2-3 different languages. That is a huge asset when it comes to being able to speak to other players that are younger than you, that you can communicate to them and be able to tell them, as a veteran, as a leader, as someone that's been in this, not only for Liverpool but for Man City, has won titles, every title you can imagine. For you to be able to say that to people and have the respect that he demands in that locker room says volumes. And that's the reason why when people say just toss him to the side, you don't just, even though the car is old, it doesn't mean it has no value.
12th
I
man.
I
12th
I,
man.
I totally take all the points you're making. But I asked the question, if you want him for this year, what happens next year? You said we should transition him into being a coach. So why don't you do that transition now? You do realize that
I think he
because
already is.
we are not doing well. Because we are not doing well as a team, that's why all this comes up. If we're doing well, we won't be having this conversation. It will be held as an act of genius. See, whenever you're not doing well, stuff comes up. All right? The stuff just comes up. It's just the nature of life itself. You recall that in 2012, there was a publication. Was it 2012 or 2013 in La Marca, if you ever saw it, that Modric was the worst ever signing of Real Madrid in a century.
yes.
Worst
Yeah.
ever. The person
Yeah.
who wrote that, is he writing that now?
No.
So if all things being equal, we're doing well, fine. We're just having this debate because we're not doing well. My position is not to discard. I never said anywhere, and I would never say it, put my hand on my heart and say anywhere we should discard Milner. He's done too much to discard him. But I thought that the transitioning, because remember last year,
I get you. I understand what you're saying. Yeah,
Right.
it would have been a year
I thought the
earlier,
transition
or that
to
this
us-
should be
also-
the year. I got you.
also because you free up money to buy a player. That was another thing,
But
right?
okay, but
Because
can
the
I
weekly
ask?
wages amount to quite a bit.
Yeah, sure. But can I say this though? If we had a salary cap, I'd be like, all right, yeah, that makes sense. But we don't. So who cares about the wages? I don't have to pay them. You don't have to pay them. As long as they pay them, that's all that matters. Two,
Hey,
I would
you
also
pay-
say,
Liverpool 12 man, you pay them, man. You pay
Yeah.
them. You just bought the
You
sneakers.
just bought the
You
shoes.
pay them.
Yeah.
True,
Hey,
true.
you
You
think
pay
that
them.
you think? Oh no, not at all. Hey,
I don't even
Listen.
put a dent in it, bro.
Listen, bro.
no.
There are three streams
NBC
of revenue. There are
and
three streams
Sky
of
Sports,
revenue
they
into our
paid it.
team. The commercial stream comes a close second to the broadcast stream. The gate proceeds are the smallest. So anytime you buy anything from the website, you are paying the players, man. Remember
Right.
that. You're
But that's
paying
not.
them.
But we
But
love
that's
the club,
but
so
me
that's
buying
okay.
something. Me buying something that I want isn't going to hurt my feelings. I'm trying to get across that I don't have a problem with what you're saying. Milner's transition could have been a year earlier, but let's be honest. He has been utilized this year, so that means that one, he has maybe overutilized. I'm not saying he hasn't, but the fact is, obviously, he brings something to the table that has him here. It's not like he's putting up stinkers and you're like, why is this guy still playing? What photos does he have of Klopp that we need to find out and just get it over with?
But it can
The
also
12th
be
man.
that it can also be that it can you're speaking very positively, right? Which
Right.
that's the type of guy you are, and that's
Absolutely.
why I respect you and stuff. You know, what I mean, like you like to see the
Right.
light in the world.
That's
I'm
why
in
I'm the
the
bad
other
guy.
side. I like to see I see
No,
the bright.
he sees the bright side of everything. That's a good
Yeah,
trait.
and that's cool. Like, that's why I respect you. But I see the dark side in everyone.
You're chaos.
Right.
Chaos.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And we can
Chaos.
also see it this. The only reason why Klopp is keeping him is because he doesn't want to let him go.
It's a big love affair there, bro.
But 12th man, the other thing
I
is,
mean-
you say,
Just to touch real quick, right?
Yeah.
You said you want to keep him. Well, Klopp wants to keep him for his leadership skills. Rightly so. That's great.
Right.
Because it is true. You are speaking facts.
Right.
But then if you're keeping Milner in regards to leadership role, then what does it speak on the other players that apparently we sit here and say they're leaders as well?
Yeah.
When you really
They
sit
are.
there and say, well, Milner's won everything. Allison's won more for club and country.
How about Thiago? How about
Exactly.
Thiago?
Virgil,
So now,
Okay.
so like I said, like I agree with what you're saying to the light side of.
I don't know if he's won more because you got to realize that Milner played for City, so he won with City.
No, but I mean club and country
internationally.
Okay.
internationally.
Okay.
So, and if we're gonna sit there and talk about it, just like Rasta said, Thiago, no one in the squad has won
Okay.
as much as Thiago for club and country.
Okay.
So
I got a trump card for you, but I'll let you finish.
so when it comes to, for the way I see it is, the only reason why he's staying is for homegrown.
Yeah.
Yes, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
those were my
But
comments.
12 man,
That
I
was one
have
of my
another
comments.
question. I have another
Mhm.
question for you, right?
Yeah.
And like I stated earlier, this is not about Milner. So I
Yeah,
don't want it
exactly.
to make it about Milner and
100%.
sound ungrateful.
100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you realize that Klopp wanted to keep Firmino too. He said that himself. And
I
Firmino
want to
did,
keep him too.
Firmino did
Oh,
him a
God.
big favor by declining.
Come on, man.
So go ahead. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
Firmino did him a favor by declining the offer to stay. That's
Right.
the problem that many of us are having. That
Yeah,
at the
exactly.
time
Okay.
when you should be able to make a clean break and say, okay, that's far, no further. This is a cutthroat business, right? I would like to keep you and your grandmother, but hey, it's time to go. And you understand that it's time to go. It's transitory in and of itself.
Okay.
He wanted to keep Firmino, knowing very well that he had 6 forwards, and at the very least, Firmino was going to be the 5th forward. That's the problem.
Milner needs
so-
to leave.
okay,
he needs
so-
to leave like Firmino. He needs to
Okay,
leave
so-
like Firmino.
Okay, so let me answer those questions then.
100%.
One, I'm a big Bobby fan, so I speak about narratives and agendas. I definitely have a Bobby agenda because that's one of my favorite players. But I'll set that aside to say this. One, if you had, I know we live in an era where we don't really hold people to be role models and everything else, but if you had someone that you could say, or you could see on this team and say, come up to you, and let's say you're a youth, you're coming into the squad, and you had this 37-year-old man telling you what it is. He didn't grow up in the TikTok era, doesn't know, probably still has MySpace on his phone possibly, okay? He can tell you things that you don't understand. It's the same reasons why there was a time in my life when I did not necessarily take in everything my grandfather told me, but now I wish I had. And one thing I can say is that Milner, if we could have players or have some bit of jewels that we take in from players like Milner, like your Modrics, like these older players that have figured out how to really last at top tier clubs, not talking about some bottom league club that's on relegation or something like that, top tier clubs, that experience and knowledge is valuable. And two, one thing you said, even when you hit me on my Bobby comment, is because of this. I know that we all like to see players come in and hit the ground running, is an expression that we use. But that is not something that we see too often.
It rarely happens. It rarely
happens. And one thing we can say about this is that Klopp's system, and we've seen it in the past with the way he brings in players, he rarely brings in players and has them come in from the gate and just play. DVD was at one time was an extreme exception for that point. Okay. And that obviously says you have to be an exceptional player to be that way, because this system takes time to adjust to. It takes time for you to be trusted by not only your players that you have as teammates, but for Klopp to trust you in those positions, knowing you can run the system the way he needs it to be run. That's what I'm trying to say. And if you don't think that Milner knows it, hey, you're kidding yourself.
But
even at he knows it so well. He knows so well that even at 37, he's still able to do some things.
Well, he doesn't eat bread.
I'm not trying to say Milner needs to play.
He doesn't eat bread, so he has to be ultra disciplined not to eat bread. Who the fuck doesn't eat bread? Come on, man.
You gotta eat that auto bread, man.
He doesn't even drink alcohol. He doesn't
eat bread. You know, one of the kids at the academy asked him, "What can I do to stay as fit as you?" You know his answer: "Don't eat bread." I'm like, man, you lost the fucking.
Can I just real quick too?
For 12 man, one quick one for you, just quickly, right?
Sure.
You said something just now, right? Where you were describing Milner and his interaction with a young player. That was a coach and a mentor. You don't need to be a player. For you to pass on the experience that you just had and to talk to somebody and tell them this is what you can do to be like me and have a career this long. It doesn't mean you still have to have a red shirt on. You can have a red tracksuit on. To me, you actually just said
it comes different off.
Milner's ready
come off different though?
For the coaching.
Does it come off different? I ask you just a real quick question back. Doesn't it come off different though? I'm not trying to say that he has to come back. I'm advocating that he needs to be here. More so though, when I hear people talk, you're sooner to listen. I'm not young any longer, but I know that you're sooner to listen to your peers, if not someone relatively within your peer group, than you are to listen to a mentor, a coach. If your teammates are telling you, yo, you need to step it the hell up, yeah, you might do it because they're your peers. But yet, if your coach tells you, although the fact that he's your boss, and I get that can have some impact on whether you know you're going to play or not, it's still some old head telling you. It's still someone that, who cares? I'm just trying to get across the fact that there's plenty of times
them in the team, though.
But listen,
still have enough of them in the team.
And that's the reason. But is that the reason? So is that the reason why Adrian's still part of this team?
No.
Adrian should not be on this team
as well, though. That's why he has to go as well.
Adrian should not be on this team. We
Yeah,
could talk.
he's gone.
Someone were bringing out that narrative. I'd be like, cool, yeah, I understand. But all the same, you know why Adrian is on this team? Because he's a Spanish-speaking player that has connections with some of the Spanish-speaking players on this team, and that has merit, has worth.
No,
and that's the reason why.
You don't
That's
need
what I'm
him
saying.
anymore.
If Milner and Thiago,
and I'm not saying he's a
Milner and Thiago
character,
talking to me, right?
But
and giving me advice. Who am I going to lean to more listening to? I would probably lean to listen to Thiago more than Milner. Because Milner is an English player.
Yeah.
He's straight up. Thiago's played everywhere. He's played
Amir,
everywhere.
you had a question?
So that's what I would lean to.
Amir, you had a question? You had your hand up.
Oh, no, I was just I was just stretching.
I think Thiago's there for that. Thiago could speak multiple languages. He speaks English very well. Speaks Spanish, Portuguese, whoever else knows what he's speaking.
Italian too.
Right.
Yeah, he's a mentor. He could be a mentor. We don't need Milli. We don't need
but not everyone wants to be that role. Not everyone wants to be that role. Not everyone wants to be someone's daddy. Not
But
everyone wants to
Thiago's
be
been
someone's
doing
best
it
friend.
though. He's been doing
A
it.
big brother. And I'm not
He's
saying
been
he
doing it,
hasn't,
though.
but I'm just saying not everyone does. And that's
Yeah.
the reason
I
why
get what
you
you're
have
saying.
you have a team of egos, you have a team of superstars, you have a team of youth, you have a team of veterans, you have a team of journeymen. I get all those concepts, all those variables get put into this barrel, and you whip up something, you say, hey, hopefully this tastes good. But I am not hearing the fact that Milner, who has been a loyal and over and above servant for this team, I think I'm not saying he has to have a roster spot. If someone came with a better player or has someone, sure, replace them or have them take his role. Absolutely. But at this moment in time, he has still at 37 done what we've asked him to do, which is fill in.
12 man. Can Milner help me win like right now? If I bring Milner in and I need a goal,
Okay.
can he produce that
Milner,
for me?
well,
No,
one,
he cannot. No.
Milner, we not would have won, but we at least would have come out with a point from Milner's cross against Bournemouth. But I mean, I'm not saying that but I'm saying this. Milner also, when Milner plays, he can play left back, right back, midfield. Hell, you could put Milner was playing in the front line at one time. There's
Jack of all
parts and
trades
points
doesn't mean he's
but
good, man.
a jack,
You know what I mean?
but I'm not.
Master of none.
But I'm
maybe?
not. But you're saying he's bad. So everyone on
No,
the panel
no,
saying
no,
that
no,
Milner's
no,
bad.
I'm not saying he's bad, bro.
12
I'm
man,
saying
12
it's
man,
time to
12
go.
man. Here's
Is he
one
the-
thing I
just-
think.
why
I
can't we
think
have one or
you're
the other?
hearing.
That's
No,
what
but
I'm
I think
asking.
you're hearing something that we're not saying, and
Okay,
you're
let me hear it. Let me
defending.
hear it.
I
I
think
might hear
you're
it as well.
defending Milner, right? I think you're defending
Right.
Milner because you think I'm saying Milner's garbage. That's not what I'm saying. So I'm old.
Right.
I'm not young TikToker. So
Right.
I'm not 0 or 100. So I can do a scale. I can do scales. So for me, Milli is an exceptional professional. Exceptional.
Right.
He's
Nice.
one of those players that you can look at and say, you see that guy? He was 16. And you can show him back in Leeds in a jersey that doesn't fit, running his guts out. And he
Right.
still does it now at 37. But you know what? At 37, you're not at the level that we need anymore. And that's not to say you're rubbish and I'm throwing you away. What I'm saying is, I thank you for
Right.
your service. I want you to stay. But I'm not giving you that number 7 next season. That's all. It's not
Agreed.
you're rubbish. I'm done
I
with
just-
you.
Yeah.
I
It's
get- I
not
get
that.
what
That's
you're
not what I'm
You're
saying.
And I'm not
And
saying.
I think that's what you're hearing.
So I
I
just
think
want to
you're
make. I just want
hearing
to clarify.
a
No,
disrespect
I'm
on Milli.
not saying that everyone thinks that.
And not necessarily from us. Not necessarily
am
from us,
hearing-
but I
I
think
am-
that's a noise that you hear.
I'm not saying that you're disrespecting. I'm not saying you're disrespecting. And I do sincerely mean I don't think you're disrespecting him at all. I think if anything, though, I think sometimes we undervalue certain characteristics and attributes that players bring to a team that make a difference. And I'm not saying that Milner needs to play every game. I'm not saying that Milner needs to even get the number of minutes that he does get. But the reason why he does, and personally I believe it, is that Klopp says, okay, he looks at his bench and says, who can I trust can come in and play right back and play defensively for what I need him to do? Okay, Milner, get in there. He's not going to. I'm not saying he's going to. I'm not saying he's going to go in there. Right. I'm not saying he's going to go into the squad and all of a sudden be, oh, he's the difference maker. No, but I'm not saying he's going to be put into that squad and he's going to be like, oh, he's the reason why we lost. That's the difference. Sometimes you're not making a substitution to say, oh, I'm going to bring in someone better. Chances are, if that someone is someone better, they should have started. So if anything, I'm just saying he's a stopgap type player. Okay.
Yeah.
And he's a good stopgap player that can play in almost every position. And very few players have that ability. That's what I'm saying.
People
To the
are
chat,
going to have.
Jam Rock, who's roasting me in the chat. All these things,
Market, Trudon,
everybody.
You're on fire. You're on fire in the chat.
But can I just say one thing? Let me say one thing, right? Let me say one thing. We're Liverpool, okay? Milner at this age and where he has it now is not good enough for Liverpool. I'm sorry. If he still wants to play, I'm sure he could go get another team pretty easily and play. But he is not. He's not a Liverpool level anymore.
Yeah.
Understand? I don't think he is somebody that should be on our bench. Being we are Liverpool as a team, we should. He needs to hand that torch over and say, "Look, somebody else got to do it now." That's it, man. I just feel it's that time. That's all it is. I love Milli.
Well, look
I
at the
love
chat.
him.
Trudon, he's garbage. Put him in the bin.
Yeah,
Milner
listen,
can't
they're
play.
I
good.
don't listen to that man, bro. Don't
Listen,
listen to that man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what
They're
you
good.
think
They're
I'm
rile you
you
up,
think I'm
bro.
allowed
They're
to
rile
put
you
Exactly.
up,
down
man.
like
That's for
Trudon,
you.
bro.
That's
They
somebody
They're
trying to
riling
play
you up,
under
Klopp,
you.
man. They're riling you up, bro.
Come on.
That's all they're doing.
Tossman, you know something? There are some people like you are people who are really cool.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh,
In
thanks.
my interactions with you, I've noticed that you're a really cool guy. You are one of the
appreciate that.
guys that if your car kind of broke down on a railroad, right? You look left, look right, pick up your bag, call your wife and say, honey, my car broke down on the railroad. I'm coming home, before you get out of the car and just walk slowly away. No, I'm not doing that. If my car breaks down on the rail tracks,
You
I'm
panicking.
getting the fuck out and I'm running. Okay? You're the kind of guy that if we walked into a store and somebody says bomb, 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 you say, okay, calm down, Uncle
He has
Albert.
that demeanor, man. It's very
Yeah,
calm.
let's call
Very
911.
calm
The
guy.
911 guys are gonna come. They're gonna come and defuse the bomb. Where's the red wire? Where's the green wire? Pull it out. No. When I see the bomb, I am fucking running helter skelter and I am screaming for my mama. That's me.
Right.
And most of us as
Right.
football fans just react that way. If we were doing
I
well
feel you.
as Liverpool,
I feel you.
we won't be having this conversation. Last
Right.
year,
No, exactly. That's spot on.
last year
Absolutely spot
by
on.
this time, who was having a Trent conversation? Who was having a Klopp
No.
conversation? Who was having a
Did any
Milner
of you
conversation?
Did any of you
There
Google?
was
Did any of you
nothing.
Google who's the best right back in the world?
Nobody was having
Did
any
anyone Google?
conversation. Right.
They're saying Trent.
But right now, because we are fighting for top 4, Liverpool
Mhm.
fans are on the edge. So when they hear something
Yeah.
like Klopp is doing something like that, everybody fucking goes
Oh,
haywire.
reactionary, man.
But-
That's why I'm the
Reactionary.
bad guy.
Guess
That's why
what?
look.
Aren't you surprised?
yeah.
Aren't you surprised that boardroom stuff has come into the media? Don't you think somebody leaked it?
Sure,
Maybe.
sure.
Just
If
to
that's-
start
if that's
some
coming
action.
out, yeah.
I mean, there are 12 people in the boardroom. Somebody leaked it. We were not there. We didn't have microphones there. So somebody who doesn't approve of it has leaked it into the media. So the issue around all that is going on with Liverpool, and trust me, Liverpool fans, we are better than Arsenal. We are better than Manchester United fans. I mean, when Arsenal were having the kind of issues we're having last year, they nearly walked into their training ground and dragged Arteta from there. So it happens. It's the fickle nature of the business. Is the business we are in. So don't be too upset when it seems like people are upset over things like Milner.
React
It's just
quickly, man.
it's just the natural thing. When I saw it,
Right.
I was like, I rather blame Klopp because he's not able to put his foot down and tell some of the players, hey, it's time to go. In fact, to be honest with you, if I had a choice between Henderson and Milner, I'll keep Milner.
Facts.
Really?
I will.
Yeah, me too.
What?
I would too
Because
as well.
at the
Wow.
because
Okay.
because
can't-
Oh, I
Oh.
love the Christmas list.
Wait.
Everybody.
Can I say this? Can I say this? Can I say the chat? Listen to what this is. Listen to what Uncle Al saying. I want to see. We about to start a bonfire.
because given Dorfman, going by what you
Yes.
are saying, over
Yes.
since the beginning of the season, if we needed a leader on the pitch between Henderson and Milner, who has given us that leadership?
Yeah, I agree.
Hendo.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, look, yeah, I agree. I enjoy these topics, and we're gonna do another call-in show again next
Yeah, we
next
spent too
weekend.
much time
again.
on this Milner thing.
Yeah,
man.
this Miller topic.
Oh,
I
But it
know.
But mind you, it was
Sheesh.
a topic here that was on the
Yeah,
It was the main
was
topic.
on the
That's why.
main topic.
True.
for
You're right.
today.
You're right.
well,
Um,
it's brewing up a storm on Twitter. It's really
true.
bad on
It
Twitter.
i-
It's
it
like a
is.
storm.
It is. Mine's been blowing up. But next week, each and all of us can do our homework. We can start. We all look at some top targets for young players to come into this squad next year or in this summer. That should be a pretty good
Yeah.
conversation. We're not going to have no Milner conversation next weekend. It's going to be about who we want to fill some positions at decent prices and not these exorbitant prices that we see in some of the players going in. And we can see what some of the panel come up with. But everyone that's in the chat, big up for today. We did a 2 hour and 25 minute stream. The combo was
But
brilliant.
Benjamin Barnes, you know what that
Thanks.
conversation is going to end up in, right? It's going to become a Mason Mount conversation. You know that, right?
I know that's going to come up for sure. 100%.
Bring
I know
Mason,
that
man. Bring him over. Bring him over.
Bring him over, bro.
Me and Rasta Crab got a different view when it comes to Mason.
Can't be worse than Ox and Nabi. So
but we can chop that up next year. But Amir, tell the peoples in the chat where they can find you and to support you on your channel, bro.
Yeah, so you can find me on American Cop on YouTube, and we are in hiatus right now, but we're going to be back in the summer doing rumor shows where we're going to be talking about, just summers and the targets that we're getting and all that stuff. We're going to be talking about new players and stuff like that. And yeah, it's going to be a fun ride for sure.
Awesome. And Uncle Albert, thanks for jumping on. 12.
Yeah, man.
Uncle Albert's the man, yo.
Chris
My
Angel.
Nigerian brother.
Look,
let me just tell you guys something, man. That rum thing you guys were talking about, man. I went on holiday in Ocho Rios, and they gave me some unnamed stuff to drink. Fucking name, right? That was like drinking gunpowder.
oh, you know what they gave him? You know what he had?
Setting it off after it gets into your stomach.
I can tell you what you had. You want me to tell you what you had? You had what they call Ray and Nephews.
Oh yeah, I have that in my cabinet.
121 overproof rum. And you know what that makes you do, Uncle Albert? Let me show you what it makes you do. Look.
Take your time, Squidly. Me a ride bike and you ride bicycle and you lead me. Watch your roach gully corner. Squidly. Fully salt, your pussy clot in a year. Too enough, man. Oh, Squidly. You alright? Where the bicycle?
Listen.
That would kill me forever.
I was not looking for the bicycle after the drink. I was looking for my legs. That shit was a once in a lifetime experience, man. Like I said, it goes down your throat and it lights fire in your stomach. It's like setting off dynamite in your tummy. I was like, what the fuck was that? And I had to be brave, right? Because I was with the guys, right? So I had to be like, I'm like, shit.
Uncle Albert, was it white rum? Was it like see-through rum?
It was white.
Don't ever drink anything that you can see through, brother. Trust me.
Oh,
that was crazy.
Never again, bro.
Yeah,
Never
bro, don't
again.
Dark rum and that's it.
Uncle, you live in Florida. I'm gonna send you a bottle. I have a couple in the house.
Keep it, man. Keep it.
Hey, Bejan, I was gonna say real quick. When you do have that show, please definitely send me the link because I do have some targets that people are under people's radars that we are targeting that are youthful. That I saw someone already just say something. We need to find a younger Modric. There is a younger version of Modric that we are currently in talks of being targeting that we can bring in. There's some real nice players, and they're cheap considering football wise. 12 million, like reasonably in the price range that you could see this FSG actually spending the money on. So I'm looking forward to when you bring that show along.
Yeah, next week's show is going to be really, 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 really fire, man. That's going to be a really, really good one with some prospects. It's going to be fresh. We're going to keep bringing some stuff. We're trying to lock down the preview show for Manchester City. We hopefully will have one of their content creators on for that preview show. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, as well.
Not movie, right? Hope it's not movie.
No.
I'm gonna be using Chris as my South American target scout target for
Yeah, Chris
for
has
some
got
picks.
I'm gonna be on my way to England to sort out assess his injury and stuff because that shit.
Yeah, Chris, we gotta have a show as well for you to go over that injury to Besetches. I know we were gonna talk about that tonight.
It's
but we didn't get around.
unfortunate, but he's gonna, because of his age and where it was, it's gonna be reoccurring. So.
Okay. Well,
I can bring you some players from Africa, but I can't guarantee their passports. So don't fucking tell me.
I like that. And Captain Sal, you got to send me the hookup for them knockoffs that turkey. For
I can't guarantee anybody's passport, man.
And the real age either, right?
No, I can't. That's what I'm saying. I can't guarantee their real age. So it's a hit or miss. If I bring a guy and I'm telling you he's 19 and he's 29, don't fucking come blame me when you find out the truth.
Fair enough. But peoples, appreciate the support. Smash that like button, like, comment, subscribe. Jamrock is true. Ray J and his nephews only goes into the vehicle for top up for gasoline. Because that can't go in your stomach, bro.
I'll went in your stomach, gasoline, man.
I drink it, so you know.
Oh man, you're crazy. But peoples, appreciate the support. Big up to everyone that was on the channel tonight. Big up everyone. Like the thing. Mark A.
True Dawn.
Like, comment, subscribe. Big up at everyone, man.
Yeah, man.
We'll see you guys coming soon.
Appreciate you having me on.
All right.
Big up.
Big up to the chat too.
Take care,
brothers.
Bye.